audio. In 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 audio.
Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV, and we are live for the call-in show. Yes, the call-in show. A lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. Signings, ownership. Yeah, man. Even just in football generally, Man United, like, you might want to talk about things that probably concern other things. You know what I mean? Selling players. There's a lot to talk about, people. So lock in. This is the call-in show. I had to put it in. I'll be live later on at 9 p.m. as well for the Unfiltered podcast. So yeah, man. I'm trying to ram in as much content as I can before I go New York next week on Tuesday. So yeah, man. Big up to the community, man. Let's use it in the building, man. Christopher, yeah, man. I'll see you soon. I know you regular calling show. Samuel's in here. We got Ifan's in here. Abdueli. Big up to you, my guy. We got Grace here. I hope you're well, Grace. Has the club been sold yet? Tell me another joke. Big up Saeed. Still love your streams. Yeah, man. Come on. Big up Paki. I don't know why you call Bakayoko though. You know what I mean? Is that your actual name, or is that synonymous to the Bakayoko that we know that flopped? Mal signed Eric Dyer. Are you kidding me? Is that a joke? Yeah, that's a joke, surely. Christopher, big up, yeah, man. Big up Andy. The club letting Eric Ten Hag down badly. I just want to know what Eric Ten Hag is feeling right now. Like, what is his actually emotion right now? Like, how must he be feeling, Eric Ten Hag, right now? Like, it must be crazy to think that. Greetings from New York. Yeah, man, I'm going to be there soon, man. My last name. Is that your last name? Yeah, listen, man. But people, you know what the score is on these calling shows? Man United calling show. Listen, man, we just got a lot to talk about Man United. So if you are a Man United fan, please rise up. If you are a rival fan, towards the end of the video, you'll get a chance. But at the start, it's only Manchester United fans only. You must have your camera on. If you don't have a camera on, you're not coming on. It's as simple as that. And it's first come, first serve. I'm going to put the link in the chat. It's going to be on the pinned comment. And yeah, man, basically get involved, get with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I ask for. Try and be respectful in your opinions. And other than that, let's have a good show, man. Let's have a good show. What's good? Love from Kenya. Yeah, man. Big up to Kenya, man. Karibu Kenya. There we go. Just putting the link in now. Call now. Right, here you go, people. The link is on right now. It's pinned to the comments. Call in now, people. Call in now. There's the link right there for you people. Call in now. First come, first serve. Manchester United fans only, and camera on. It's not that hard, people. So yeah, man. Let's see what you lot are saying, man. And yeah, man. Big up to the community. Make sure you do like the video, people. Right now, hit that like button, people. Hit the like button.
Oh,
Christopher's here already. Right.
I was here fast. Am I first one?
Yeah, first one, man.
I wasn't expecting it. I've never been first, you know.
Come on, man. You got to set the tone, man. You got to set the energy now.
Yo, so what are you saying about these signings, bro? I'm still hearing Mason Mount. I'm hearing Hojlund, bro. It's looking bare meaty, bro. I thought we were going to get Harry Kane. I thought we were going to get good midfielders. Like, it's just looking meaty out here, bro. I don't think we'll do well next season. I don't think we'll do well next season.
You think so? Just by that, or just a feeling that United did well to kind of do what they did last season. Now you have to up your game, innit? You have to up your game, man.
First of all, I feel like Ten Hag went against his principles last season, and he played in a really defensive way. I don't think you can be in a title challenge playing that way. Like, obviously, I hate Arsenal. I hate Arsenal. Fuck Arsenal. But the way they were playing, they could be in a title race because of how they were playing. I don't think you could be in a title race with how we were playing. Because you saw when we were playing away from home, you can't play like that.
So, yeah, that's true. It's true.
So Mason Mount, he doesn't take us to a different level. Hojlund, he's good for the future, but I'd rather have Rashford at striker than Hojlund. So
whoa,
I'd rather
swear
have
down.
Striker. Yeah, I would definitely rather have Rashford at striker than Hojlund.
Even though Rashford isn't a striker. You just know Premier League experience. Premier League
first of all, Rashford scored goals. Most of Rashford's goals came from striker. The only game I remember
you're right.
On the left was against Everton in the FA Cup. He's been dead from the left this season if you actually go and watch the games. Because remember, for example, against Leeds, he played on the left. He was shit. And then he scored a goal around like the 85th minute. And then Garnacho was on the left and he scored a different goal against Leeds. Rashford, I've seen him score most of his goals from striker. I'd rather have Rashford at striker than Hojlund. I'd rather have... My sister has put us on the TV. That's why I'm looking at her now.
Oh, yeah. Big up your sister. Yeah. Big up your sister.
Yeah. Yo, so Rashford at striker, I think I'd rather have him than Hojlund. Hojlund has scored 9 goals, I believe, in 34 games. That's not Man United standard if you want to be in a title race. It's
the pressure, though, isn't it? It's a pressure for me.
I can't put pressure on him, bro. He's a bench player if he comes in. I can't put pressure on him. So
okay,
I'm looking at Hojlund. I'm like, bro, I'd rather have Rashford. So we need another striker on top of Hojlund. We need Harry Kane and Hojlund.
The thing is, that's why for me, I put the title. Yeah, there was a guy. I think it was Abdullah. He said to me, "It's not about what. It's about really if we can get these players like." We're not going to get Caicedo. We're not going to get Harry Kane. Let's just be honest, innit? We have to look at that's why I changed the title. Realistic signings.
You know we're dickheads, bro. We're giving Chelsea money to go buy Caicedo and we're getting Mickey Mount. Yo, we're actually a joke. We're the biggest club in England, and this is what we do. We're such a joke, man. We're such a joke right now. That's why we need Qatar.
Give me your realistic signings, because obviously apparently we're here in FFP. Give me your realistic signings this summer. Realistic.
It's gonna be a meaty summer. I can feel it. I'm saying Hojlund, Mason Mount, Rabiot, and then Min-Jae.
Kim Min-Jae's going buying. He's going buying. Yeah,
he's
more likely he's advanced.
Bro, I had Kim Min-Jae down as a permanent signing. We're actually finished. We're so finished, bro.
So instead of Kim Min-Jae, what are you saying?
We're not getting
who would you get?
I don't even know, There's no other centre backs that I look at that we can like go and get.
Timber.
Maybe. But I don't know if we'll get him though. How much would he cost?
Timber. I reckon you can get him for about 40 million. 40 million. 45 million.
Well, I remember we were linked to him in the summer, but we got Lissandro instead, I think.
Lissandro instead, yeah.
I'm happy we got Martinez still. I'm happy we got Martinez.
Of course.
He's good.
Of course.
But I'm looking at Ten Hag, bro. I don't know if I can back him if he's getting Mason Mount. He's done well this first season, but
There's a lot of people saying that, There's a lot of people saying that.
You know, I'm with Lee Gunner on this one. I heard Ten Hag say we're the only team to challenge Man City or something like that. Are you crazy, bro? You just gave them the treble while you're trying to credit this team. No, we lost. It doesn't matter how good you play. We lost. You don't say anything like that. And he's coming out saying that when we're playing Chelsea, that it's going to be a final. It's not a final. It's top 4. And we're probably going to go to the Champions League and get grouped again with Hojlund at striker. Like, it's peak out here.
Bro, it's not looking. You know what? Them signings you said are probably reasonable. Rabiot, Mason Mount, Hojlund, and a keeper. What about keeper? One more before you go. Keeper.
Rui Costa, I will never forgive him, bro. He had, bro, my goal, Ronaldo, bro. He lost them the World Cup against Morocco. I will never forgive him for that. He can never be my goalkeeper, bro. In the World Cup, he fucked up.
Facts.
You know, wait, Saeed, before I go, I just want to say is that if we get Mason Mount, Rabiot, which I think we'll get Hojlund, it's scary times because I don't think that gets us top 4. Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal and Newcastle will be top 4 next season based on what I'm seeing. And Chelsea will be ahead of us as well if they get Caicedo and Enzo in the pivot. We're going to have Mason Mount in the midfield and Rabiot. Yo, it's peak
and West Ham are going to get in Paulinho. West Ham, if they lose.
West Ham are getting Paulinho.
If Declan Rice goes.
I want Amrabat. Amrabat is a baller, bro. Bring me Amrabat. Amrabat and Casemiro at Anfield. No one's getting through that.
Listen, man, don't depress me more. But listen, love, man. Christopher, big up your sister as well in the background as well. Come on. Big up, man. Big up, man. Christopher, Zayn Mia says, hey, have fun with pick for the Mount. Rice is ours, plus others you won't make top 6. This guy, you know, man. I'm telling you. I hope they don't come to your club. I hope, man. Ange, my guy Ange, what are you telling me?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Oh, you got a bit of your feet.
Oh, if you want to come back to me? Come back to me next. I'll get my friend.
All right, no worries, man. No worries. Yeah, let me come back to you. Let's bring on Dyson. Dyson, what are you telling me, my guy?
Hi, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Where you from?
I'm a Malawian, but I'm in Angola right now. Working in Angola. I'm Man United fan.
Big up, man. Big up to yourself, man. Give me your realistic signings this summer. Realistic, because at the end of the day, we're Man United. We don't make things easy for ourselves. So give me some realistic signings this season.
Sometimes get confused, but I'm just seeing, like a couple of days ago, I've been seeing Osman coming up, and then Mount. Now, today I just read like maybe the money you have just topped up from 40,000 to 50, something like that. So I'm just hoping Mount and Osman might be the right signing because we are already losing Min-Jae to Bayern Munich. So sometimes I'm confused. I don't know, but this is what I'm trying to see coming up.
Yeah. Are you frustrated at the minute? How's your feeling right now? Are you positive? Are you frustrated?
Really frustrated because you know what? The way we are right now, if we don't actually make the right signing right now, it will be a repeat of last season, whereby when people are connected to us and then you find someone hijacking and they're like, so that's what makes me confused and frustrated.
You know, when you think about the signings we are making compared to the rest of the teams, does that make you worried? Are you concerned?
Now, right now, I'm concerned of losing them, not really concerned of who actually are attached to us. Those guys, like for example, Kane or Osman, Kim, and Hojlund, all these guys, if we could actually get them, I wouldn't be frustrated. I wouldn't be concerned. But the point is, who among these are we going actually to get at the end of the story? That's the point.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dyson, it's been a pleasure. I'll catch you soon, man. Big up to you, my guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Big up to you, Dyson. Let's get back to Ange. Ange, can you hear me now?
Hey, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect, man. How
are you,
man?
Good, bro. Good. You know what I was thinking? So 2 years ago, Solskjaer had Erling Haaland and Jude Bellingham in the room, trying to convince them to come to Manchester United. And they both went to Dortmund.
Yep.
That was a significant moment in the modern history of Manchester United. Because they both could have come. They're both listening, open to coming. And they both end up.
There's no project. You're saying there's no project, there's no plan from what they look at in terms of what they're seeing?
That is true, 100%. Like like we don't have a philosophy. He probably just told them, this is Manchester United, you got to come, Whereas Dortmund, they sell young players, you're going to play, you're going to do this. They sell them a future and a vision, And if we had a better coach, 100%, they both would be playing for Manchester United right now. Watching Jude get presented for Real Madrid was sad, bro. Was sad.
Sad in a way that. But the thing is, though, is it sad though? Because Real Madrid act correctly, though. Like I look at it as a thing of,
No, we're sad that he's not playing for Manchester United, man. You know what I mean? We're sad.
Mentality, though, because at the end of the day, we need to realize what club we are, and it's a club that just don't have ambition. It's a club that don't have the correct owners. They don't have the correct people to negotiate.
That's why he's not there. That's why 100%. That's why he's not there, bro. Because all the things you said, but it was like, but we could have had him if we had our shit together. You know what I mean? All our stuff together. Clearly, we didn't. And back in the day, all the best English talent used to come to Manchester United. There was no question where they went. And when we sold Ronaldo, we replaced him with Michael Owen and Gabriel Overton. And at the time, the two biggest clubs by far, because we just made 3 out of 4 Champions League, the two biggest clubs by far were Real Madrid and Manchester United. There was no question in the world.
There was no one else. Yeah, you're right.
Even in the world, it was
a little bit below, Real Madrid and Man United in terms of that top club. There's a question here. There's a lot of these questions going around now. I rate Ten Hag, but talent ID is spooky. Like, obviously, what we're linked with right now. Do you really truly believe they're Ten Hag signings, or is he going by what the club can attain? So if I look at you right now and I know what you're capable of doing, I won't maybe assign you to a job. I might say, you know what, you're good at stacking shelves. I'll keep you at that job. Maybe he's looking at John Myrtle and these guys thinking, you know what, maybe they're good at getting certain players in, so I'll focus on that right now because last season they let me down in terms of De Jong, they let me down in terms of some other signings. Do you get it? Like in that sense?
Yeah, but the De Jong one, they didn't really let him down. He never wanted to come. There's nothing they could have done. We could have had $1 billion. He didn't want to come.
No, but then they didn't let him down. But then it was like, right, okay, then what's the next step? Like
it was his. De Jong was his fault. We need to be honest about that. De Jong was his fault. He shouldn't have continued to pursue it. And then he obviously clearly didn't have a strong relationship enough with him just to call him and say, "Do you want to come or not?" And De Jong was 100% his fault with the signings. The thing is, so he said it. So he leaks to the Athletic. We know that. So in Manchester, John Murta and Richard Arnold leaked to the Athletic. We know that. So they told the Athletic this week. I don't know if you saw this report that with the striker, there's a no risk approach, meaning he wants a proven striker, preferably a Premier League proven striker. Obviously, we're not getting Harry Lyle. So they mentioned Ollie Watkins. Did you hear that? Did you see Ollie Watkins being mentioned?
Yeah, of course.
But he's not a no risk. He's a clear risk option, man. He's, you know what I mean? He's not. I don't know if he's United quality.
Purple patch. He's a purple patch player, man. He'll play for a bit, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll have his moment, but then after that, you kind of won't see it as consistent. The thing I look at it right now, even Hojlund, like the signings we're talking about right now, and I'll ask you for your realistic signing, but they're signings that could be a hit or miss. Like there's no guaranteed quality. Like Mount isn't a guaranteed quality. Hojlund isn't a guaranteed quality. You know what I mean? Like who else?
I rate Mount. I like Mount because he plays a role. He's guaranteed to do a specific job. He's guaranteed to do a specific job. He's not going to set the world alight, but he's guaranteed to do a specific. He's going to press. He's going to play. So he's going to play a bit further up forward, and he's going to initiate the press, win the ball back.
If Newcastle get Barella and they improve,
they're not getting him. That was a shitty report. That was a rubbish report.
Bro, listen. If they got the money to do, they can flex here this summer. So we've got to always anticipate the worst. But these guys are going to get better than Mount. So if you're looking at the barometer of Mount, they can get better than that. So that's why I look at it. You're going to always get better than Mount. Like, it's not hard to get better than Mount, is it? Let's be honest. Yeah. So, give me your realistic signings.
So, we're going to get, as a centre-back, we're going to get Diassi with the Monaco defender.
He's very slow, man.
He's a bit cumbersome, yeah?
Slow. It's not like Kim Min-Jae. People thinking that he's slow, but deceptively he's quick. Like off the ground, like, I've seen
No,
him
he's
like
quick.
recover. He's
He's a warrior. He's a warrior.
Man. He's a beast.
Imagine him and Martinez. We're gonna have just two of the biggest warriors. He's
Timber,
a warrior.
I'd go for
So
Timber.
the thing is, he didn't choose. We could have got Kim Min-Jae, especially like players, not to stereotype, but players that come from the Asian League. They love the Premier League. He would have loved to come to Manchester United. The release clause was 60 million euros. We didn't want to pay it because our focus was on a striker. That's what happened, Ben. That was the issue. Ten Hag was like my main priorities. He even told Amrabat.
He's a good player.
His brother came out. His brother came out and said, you know what he said? He said that we've spoken to Manchester United, but Ten Hag has said that he doesn't want to sign him until they've signed a striker first. His brother came out and said that.
When did he say that? I didn't hear that one. I heard that.
That was about two weeks ago. So have a look at the quotes. You can Google it. But yeah, he said that they talked about it, but he wants his priority is a striker first before he makes.
That could be in the summer. Relentless Red. That could be realistic signings this summer. I think for me.
Mount Rabiot. No, we're not going to get Timber. We're not going to. Timber hasn't been mentioned at all. Diassi is the one that's been mentioned heavily. Diassi, Timber he hasn't mentioned because I think he's realised that you're not going to play Martinez and Timber in the Premier League.
Yeah,
they both want.
I've just got a Fabrizio Romano tweet at Diassi. This is what I'm saying, man. I just don't.
As we're talking.
So here it says here, Axel Disai remains concrete name on the list at Manchester United. In the case of Kim Min-Jae will end up joining Bayern as expected. Next week will be crucial for Kim Min-deal. Man United also sent scouts for Tedibo. See, Tedibo, I wouldn't mind.
Who's he? I haven't heard of him.
He's from Nice. He's from Nice. Maybe that's someone that Jim Ratcliffe can go and get. But hey, Jim Ratcliffe don't know if he's got any money at the minute. Right now, he's sorting out a deal. So how can we sort out? This is what I'm saying. How can Man United send scouts to the guy that's about to buy Manchester United? Like it's weird, isn't it? No, do you not feel like everything's a bit weird? Like the United are just.
It's all messed up, bro. It's all messed up. It's all messed up.
Though, when you think about it, how can United send scouts here? I get it. There's a NDA and you can't really speak up. But listen, man.
But they've all been leaking to the press. So the Reuters report. I don't know if you saw the Reuters report last week. No. Did you see the financial? No. The Reuters. They did a report on Manchester United.
FFP, you mean? FFP?
No. The Reuters reported about the sale that the Glazers are negotiating for exclusivity.
That one, yeah. That one, I remember that. Yeah,
that's 100% accurate. That's because the guy that did the report, he is the head of mergers and acquisitions for Reuters reporting. So he's got connections within New York City, where he's got connections within the SEC, within all the mergers and acquisition companies in New York. So he knows what's up. Somebody's told him, leak that information to you. That report's 100% accurate. But it's obviously not over because they're not an exclusivity. They're negotiating for an exclusivity. That was the big thing that people missed. They didn't pick up on in the reporting.
Yeah.
So he's going to. The financial reporters are going to be ahead of people like Mike Keegan, who's been amazing. Mike Keegan's gold standard because people think it's the Athletic. The Athletic have just been anti-Qatar this whole time, man.
Yep.
They've been terrible. So David Ornstein and stuff, they've got no idea what's happening. Mike Keegan has a direct line to Sheikh Yassim because you can tell in all his reporting. And the Times have a direct line to Sir Jim. You can tell.
Yeah. That's what I know clearly. The Times have a direct link to Sheikh my man, the Jim Ratcliffe. 100%. You can tell. You can tell the way they were narrating. Because what happened was the Reuters, they put out something. And then straight away, it was negated by the Times, literally an hour later.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're right.
Whereas Mike Keegan's been good. He's been good. I've rated him.
He's been impartial. For me, I look at him. He's been impartial throughout. But listen, man.
Just on the keeper. One more point on the keeper.
Go for it.
So Onana, it's been surprising that Ten Hag hasn't grabbed him straight away because he grabs every other ex-Ajax player. You know what I mean?
You think he'd been going? Or was he going for free when he left?
He wanted the people have been talking crap. They don't have a bad relationship. I don't think. Exactly. I think they have a fun.
Yeah.
I think the big concern is, and people don't like hearing this, is African Cup of Nations. You're losing for 6 weeks, once every 2 years.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's and you lose your keeper, other position defender, you can replace. You know what I mean?
Only
With
good thing
your
is,
number.
though, he's not playing for Cameroon right now because of the whole relationship with his owner. Remember, the manager don't really rate him, so that's why he left. The World,
Really?
yeah, because he left the World Cup. So that it could be, but then again, you're likely to lose a manager before you lose a keeper in it. So we'll find out, man. We'll find out. But Ange,
That's a big concern. All right.
Big
Take
up
care,
to you
brother.
guys. I will catch up next week, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up, man. Big up, people. Let's get the next caller in, man. Let's get Cleon. Cleon, what are you telling me?
Saeed, what's going on, man?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. What are you telling me?
Yeah, first I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the house, you know?
Yeah, man. Definitely, man. Big up to all the fathers and all the mothers who are fathers, you know what I mean? So big up to everyone, man.
Yeah. So, hey, Saeed, I want to ask you this question. When was the last time did Manchester United enter a race with another club for a player and was successful?
Lisandro Martinez.
Any other player?
Last season, even the season before that.
Yeah. If you want to drag your memory, to like 10 years' time, how many players have Manchester United signed? Like, they actually won a race with other big clubs.
Oh, other big clubs?
Yes.
I'm not going to put Ronaldo in there because I don't think Man City did want him. Maybe Malacia, but he's not a big enough name to kind of use that. Okay, I'm not going to use that.
He's a mediocre player.
I don't know if Man City actually truly wanted him. I don't know. It's still unknown, but I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
I just personally think that, we can't even agree personal terms with players no more.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and for me personally, I just think that, it's coming from the whole leadership aspect where, the club is just poorly run. Is what I'm saying.
Facts.
It is just poorly run. And I see, a lot of people saying we're going to get this player, we're going to get that player. I'm not getting too excited, say, based on what's going on. I can tell you that.
No. Why are you not excited? Tell me why.
Because from what I've seen over the years, and when I say years, I mean like over a decade. Like most of the players that Manchester United have signed are players that no other clubs were interested in. No other club was interested in Casemiro, right?
To be fair, that was a signing where it came out of the blue. Even United fans didn't expect that signing, to be honest.
Yeah, it did. But, when I look at the history and when I look at the track record, we don't sign players that no other clubs are like overly interested in.
Yep.
And we tend to get our third and fourth choices when it comes on to actual signings.
It's not good enough though, man. When you need to bridge the gap between you and obviously Man City and the teams at the top, man, you want to be getting the first picks, man. Like
exactly.
For me, not getting Harry Kane with a year left on his contract is a damning reflection. Again, it can't be. It's not your fault.
It's a huge disappointment.
It's a real disappointment because you got to think about it. United should have had a motion in this deal. You don't just make this deal happen overnight. You have to have it. You know how the Jude Bellingham situation happened? Like you talk to them, you create that relationship. You talk to Levy in January. You create a deal. You work the deal happen ages ago, not now.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of experience in the Manchester United hierarchy. Yeah, we don't have that experience.
It's not good enough.
A bunch of stuff is actually lacking, in the club's hierarchy at this point. And I also saw news this morning that West Ham is about to sign on. What's his name again?
Paulinho.
Yeah. Yo, we should go for him. Yeah, we should definitely get that guy.
With Paulinho, I think with Man United, just in Man United general, like I don't know what Ten Hag's plan is in terms of players that are coming, because he really changes his teams. By the way, Ten Hag, he keeps the same team strong. So I don't know if he believes in the idea of having depth like that, like for like. I don't know. Casemiro won't be rested, so it's like almost as if like, where will Bill Paulinho go in centre? That I don't look at us and thinking right now like we're building a squad. Man City building a squad. Like it's about building a squad. And I think for you to be naive to think that you don't need players like that who can contribute and be a massive help, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Because even in last season, we can't even keep the ball. And that's one of our biggest issues. out of all the games that we actually played, how much percentage of the ball do we get on an average game?
Yep. Yeah. No. We're not a possession based team. Like, you can see that.
Exactly.
Give me your realistic signings then. If you were to give me your realistic signings, this
I,
summer, realistic.
I'm only assuming we're gonna get that centre back guy from Monaco.
Yeah, DSI. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might get him, and we're going to sign Mason Mount. But I personally, I'm not a huge fan of him. He's not as horrible as how I hear people talk, but he's just an average guy too, and he's not an upgrade from Fred and McTominay really. But I think we're going to sign him, and we definitely need a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Onana, do you fancy Onana?
Yeah, he's really good. You know, so if we're looking to get an upgrade from what we currently have, I think it would be a really good signing for us. Question.
Yeah.
What is your take on that that CDM that plays for Everton?
Ooh, he's not CDM. Are you talking about what's his name?
He's African as well.
He's African, yeah. Is it what's his name? Onana, is it?
Yes.
No? Onana, yeah, Onana, yeah.
Yeah.
I
What's your
like
take
him,
on
you know. I actually like him. I think he's young, he's raw.
He's good. He's
I
good.
think he's decent technically.
Yeah.
He's a
I've
box to
watched a
box.
number of Everton games and he's really
But I
good.
feel like Everton would say to United, pay up 60 million for him.
60, 70
Easy.
mil.
Yeah, 70 million. Because you know why? They
Yeah.
bought him for 30 million. They bought him for a lot of money, you
Yeah.
know.
There you go.
So he's Belgian, yeah, he's Belgian, but he's from African roots. Obviously.
Yeah. But I think he's really good. If I had the option to actually choose between him and that same guy there from freaking Fulham, I would definitely go with Paulina and Onana.
Facts.
Yeah. What about the striking options?
Hojlund, did it? It's Hojlund. It's gonna look at them kind of strikers, man. It looks like right now.
Yeah, and I just think he's too young. You know, he has all the attributes and stuff, but I just personally think that he's a little bit too young. You know, so we have to be extremely cautious in how we go about.
There's young, yeah, and there's knowing, like, you know, there's young and there's Vlahovic. Vlahovic is only 22. There's young, and there's also people that realize it. Like I look at Hojlund, he's the guy who's potential. Whereas there's young, but there's also he's ready.
He's ready.
You know, raw and ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
man. Yo, so how was your trip?
Yeah, Kenya was good, man. I can't lie. It was
good?
good. I was blessed, man. But we're ready to get back into it now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the transfer.
When are you going to
window
Jamaica,
season.
man? That's where I'm originally from.
Jamaica, yeah?
Yeah, you should take a trip down there.
All right, man. I will do, man. Let me put it onto my list because I got to go South Africa first. South Africa first and then Jamaica.
All right,
Yeah,
son.
man.
Yo, sounds good.
Love,
Hey,
bro.
man, yo, big up yourself and just keep putting in the hard work, all right?
Appreciate it, man. Big up to you.
All right,
Always
son,
love.
Big up.
Big up, man. Big up, man. Big up to everybody who's in here, man. Basically, guys, there's over 600 in here. Make sure you like the video. Don't just watch the video. Please hit the like button. Let's get to 300 likes. And if you want to call in right now, hit the pin comment. Don't be shy. This is your time to have your say. You know what I mean? Give your opinion about Man United. So if you're a Man United fan, come and have your say. Let's get Ayub in. Ayub, what are you telling me, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. What are you saying?
I'm good, man. I'm actually, like, you know, so happy that you went to Kenya. You spent, like, you know, a holiday when the city was blue, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what, man? We had to take a little bit of a break, man. We didn't want to know what's going on. I didn't have my phone on me. I didn't check Twitter, didn't check anything. I just kept.
Did you eat yamachoma? Did you eat yamachoma?
Sorry?
Did you eat yamachoma and chapati?
Everything, man. Every Kenyan food there is, man. We had everything, man. It's beautiful. Beautiful, man.
You can see, bro, I'm working at the moment. I'm at the job right now. So, bless up, bro. I'm telling you that, I don't know, Man United is annoying, bro. I don't know. Already every team is, like, you know, bringing what they need, you know, building their squad and so on. Man United is kind of like, you know, it's a drama that never ends. And at the end of the transfer, we're going to see, like, panic attack, you know, that, hey, let's get this, let's get that. You know what I mean? Like, spending huge money for no reason, bro. I don't know why we never see Man United getting done the job earlier, you know, that so players when we bring, they go for the, like, you know, the summer to, like, when they play together and preseason and so that. I don't know why they cannot do that.
Well, give me your realistic signings then. Give me what you think could happen. this summer? What do you think is realistic for United to go and get? I know it's hard, but what do you think is realistic for United to go and get? Let me know.
First, Glazers need to come up, sell this club, or either they have to invest and give money for the transfer money. I don't think we're going to get anything, bro. Be realistic. Do you think we're going to get players that before they sell the club? I don't think so.
I think we'll get them out. I think we'll get them out regardless of the sale. I think that's something that's, I don't know, the Glazer promise for Ten Hag. I don't know what it is because they're bidding. They're bidding, so that will happen. And then that will be it until we get new owners in. I think for me that. But then again, I don't know, man. I think it's Glazers stay or it's the Qataris come. I don't think for me personally, Jim Ratcliffe will get the deal, but we don't know, man. It's a lot of we're in the clouds, man. We don't really know what's going on. So it's weird that Man United are buying transfers.
You know what I'm afraid that's going to happen, bro?
Yeah, go on.
That the Glazers, they think about this situation. They take time. The last minute of the transfer, they bring Mount in so that they try to sell the club. They didn't offer the Qatari or Sir Jim, I don't know, whoever his name is. So they're going to sell at the last minute. So those last minute guys who took over Man United, realistically, they cannot invest right away. So you have to wait until January. So January is going to be like, we're going to still fight for like top 4. All the other teams have building. They're going to be like above us. Be realistic. Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City already is like, we're not nowhere close. Arsenal, everybody's going to be above us. So, bro, but I have a surprise. I'm coming the game Brighton versus United in Old Trafford. I bought already my ticket.
Oh man, big up, man. Big up. What game is that? What day is that? Is that September
16th?
There you go. Make sure we link up, man. We definitely link up, bro.
I DM'd you on your Instagram. I don't know. You never.
Bro, Instagram is very difficult, man. But I'll check it now. Now I know your name is Ayub, yeah? Ayub, I'll message you now.
Ayub is my Instagram.
Okay,
and also
bro,
I'm doing the next month, the Ladies versus United in Oslo. Is where I live. It's quite near.
Yeah. What day is that?
Yeah.
What day is that? July to what?
July.
Okay. Say no more. I might see if I can turn up for that one, man. But Ayub, big up to you, man. I'll definitely message you back, man. And we'll link up, man.
We won a lot. We're Man United and we never gonna stop. Ole, ole.
Hold on, man.
Big up to you, man.
Love, man. Big up to Big Drake. Myrtle has botched pitching projects to transfer tags for the last 3 years. Frankie de Jong, Bellingham, and Haaland, to name a few. I know, but what's the success rate, man? Looks like to me there's 0-0 there for me. Big up my guy, HK Music, man. I don't think Mount is happening. Chelsea wants 70 M's. United won't go above 50 M's. I am seeing links to Eze. I love him. I would love him. He's better than Mount, an upgrade on Eriksen. I think for me, he is an upgrade on Eriksen. And for me as well, when you look at Mason Mount, I think for me, he's a better player. Just stylistically, if you give him better chances and you give more kind of opportunities to him, I think you'll get a better out of Eze than you'll get out of Mount. But if the manager wants it, the manager wants it. What could he do? Caleb says Osimhen, Mbappe are needed. Bro, I don't know if we're getting that. We have to be real. Realistic, guys. Come on, man. What are you saying, Andre, man?
Hey, Saeed, how you doing, man? Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, man, big up to you. I didn't know it was worldwide, Father's Day. I thought it was only the UK kind of thing. But yeah, man, big up, man.
Yeah, big up, man. Yeah, I was the one who put the comment in about Myrtle botching transfer negotiations for the last 3 years.
Oh, yeah, is that you, Big Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, love, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, respect. Yeah, I think this is probably the biggest contentious topic that fans probably don't even realize. I don't think we talk about it enough. It's actually having a proper football structure, having the proper people in place. So whether it's Sheikh Hassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe, the first order of business is to find a proper person to put in place. Because I'm telling you right now, you can come in and spend $1 billion. If you leave Myrtle in there, he ain't gonna get it done. He doesn't have the connections in Europe, and people got to understand the director of football. If you look at the most successful directors over the last 5 years, they've been former players. Maldini at AC Milan, he built that team, and they just won Serie A last year. There's Edwin van der Sar. Remember before Edwin van der Sar went to Ajax, they were in the trenches for a while.
Yeah, I know.
They were not competitive in Europe. Yeah. So the director of football, yes, you need experience in administration stuff, but you also need someone who has connections, right? So what I mean by that, people are laughing at somebody like a Rio Ferdinand going in, and I understand. Hey, you don't want people jobs for the boys, but I guarantee you, if Rio Ferdinand is director of football, if he calls Kylian Mbappe, he's picking up his phone. Murto calls Kylian Mbappe, he's not picking up the phone. You get what I'm saying?
Do you want that though? Do you want that, or do you want to just buy players that fit the system and fit what we're trying to do?
No.
I get
So it's not, I use that as an example.
Okay.
Because what I'm ultimately trying to say is you need someone who commands authority when they're talking.
Yes.
And agents and respect.
Like Compost though. I wanted Compost. You've got a Monkey. You've got what was that English Donny called? There's another guy called Mitchell, Paul Mitchell.
Okay, I like Ashford too.
Edwards, yeah.
Who built up Ashford? Who built up Brighton, and now he's at Newcastle.
Yes,
doing things in Newcastle.
You've got options there though. Before you go to the names of them players, I get it, but I look at United and I think John Murtough has been here as part of the failure at Manchester United, just as much as the Glazers have been a failure. He's been part of it. They've been part of it. So when you see these guys saying, "Oh, you've got to give John Murtough credit and all that," no, you've been part of the failures as well.
Yeah, he was a Woodward crony. That was Woodward.
Well, there you go.
Woodward brought him up. He liked what he did when it came to like paperwork, little things like that, and started having him hands-on in other projects. People forget that. Like, oh well, it's because Joel Glazer is holding hands. Like, no, that's a Woodward crony. The Athletic wrote about it, a long piece on it, and how he came up through the ranks. Like we can't, like, we have too much sentiment, I think, the fan base sometimes, and we don't look at things in a big perspective and look at how other clubs are running and how we should be running. Sometimes we just look at our club and like, oh well, he did well at the youth academy, blah blah. I'm sorry to tell you guys, he wasn't the only one. It was actually Nicky Butt who started the revolution of the youth academy. And he came in. And him and Nicky Butt, people don't question that. Why did Nicky Butt quit as soon as he came in?
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of background stuff.
He didn't get the job for some reason. Darren Fletcher got it. Yeah, it was that one, innit?
Yes, and Nicky Butt, as soon as he got that promotion, Nicky Butt left the club, and people don't talk about that enough. And I think I read an interview where Nicky Butt, he was kind of throwing shade at him, like saying,
man. He's come in, he's built the ground up, he's done everything he can, and all of a sudden Darren Fletcher comes in just because Darren Fletcher did something at Stoke City, and he came in as a technical director, like that don't make sense.
Didn't make sense, and it was Woodward just putting his people, his cronies in place because Nicky Butt wasn't a Woodward crony. He put his people in place, and people don't look at that, man. We need to clear shop in the whole background. I don't have any sentiments for them. Arnold, I think he's doing okay, but at the same time, just cut it. We have to cut the root. You have to destroy to rebuild.
Even him though, bro, Andrew, when he made that little thing, what was that?
At the bar,
at the pub? In the bar, man. Come on, man. Look how amateurish it looks, man.
Yes,
man's meeting fans at a bar. I don't care, man. A guy who actually does his job well doesn't meet fans at a bar. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Do Man City owners meet fans at a bar? And
exactly
what they're doing. Come on, man. It's amateurish when you actually deep it.
Super. And look how long we took with the Frankie de Jong. Like, why were you in Spain for what, almost 2 weeks? How did you not know Frankie? He didn't want to come. Like, what was going on? And to me, I think just reading it from the outside, I don't think he knows the people he's talking to at these other clubs and agents and the players. They don't respect him. They don't. And that's why I say you look at what other big clubs are doing. You look at Benfica, they have Rui Costa, former player, who has connections. He's the president of Benfica.
Yes.
So connections and being able to call someone in the back room of Real Madrid, I'm just naming clubs, and they say, hey, I'm just using Rio Ferdinand because it's a big name, but somebody who has connections. Someone who has connections versus, hey, this is John Murtough. I used to be the youth academy director of Manchester United. Who are you, bruv? You're not getting anything done. You know. So if you look at what's happened with the transfer window so far, we've briefed, and you cannot tell me he's not been a part of these briefs. We've briefed that we want Mount, Hojlund, and Harry Kane before even going to the clubs, right? So we briefed like, oh yeah, we're gonna get Mount for 50 million. We go, and Chelsea's like, no, bro, we want 75.
170, yeah, you know the score.
Hojlund, we're gonna get him for 40 million. Now the agent goes to talk to the club. No, they want 100 million euros. So, bro,
you know what it is? United working against them. They're their own worst enemy. That's the problem, man.
Yes,
they're the worst own enemy.
Yes, and that was Woodward's tactics. You remember Woodward? He used to always brief everything. Like, no, we told the entire world that we have a budget specifically for a striker, and our budget is between 100 and 120 million.
That's, you know why? Though?
Because from the club.
Yeah, because it's obviously it's like It's a drama, isn't it? Man United want to be center of attention.
Yes.
But before I let you go, bro, give me your realistic signings before I get someone else involved. Give me your realistic signings.
Realistic, what I think can happen or what is going to happen?
No, give me what you think is going to happen, realistically wise.
I honestly think we'll get Mount. And we'll probably get. It just depends. If we keep the same, if there's no takeover and the takeover doesn't happen in time for the transfer window, I think we'll get Mount, Rabiot, and we'll get like Colomwani. I think what can happen with the same budget, I think you go to Napoli, you drop 90 million on the table and say, hey, 90 million, 20, 30 million dollars pounds in add-ons, and you go and get a goalkeeper with the rest of the money, and then you sell to buy. I think that's what should happen. But
okay,
yeah.
Andre, appreciate you, man. Good chat, man. Honestly, good chat. We'll catch up next time, man.
Take care, man.
Big up, man. Big up to Andre, man. Let's bring on Kelechi. Kelechi, how are you, my friend?
What are you telling me?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Talking transfers, we're talking Man United, we're talking everything, man. It could be one of them. It could be a crossover of everything, man. But what are you saying?
I'm all right, man. I'm calm. I'm just chilling at my home. Just been watching your video. You know, big up to you and guys like Flex. You know,
come on, man. I appreciate it.
The sort of stuff you want to do is what I'm trying to get into. So I am just
man,
laying the foundations right here, right now.
Yeah, man. Go for it, man. Don't let anything stop you, man. But
respect, man.
What we're saying, man, United generally, you know what I mean, just in realistic signings, what could you think could happen?
Listen, when I said this as early as April, I said to a friend of mine, Man United, Erik ten Hag's second season is over before it's even started. And they said, why? What do you mean? And I said, because of this takeover, it is got a stranglehold over the club. And the thing is, this sort of thing is not something that gets done overnight. There's procedures that they've got to go through, and that could take 8 to 12 weeks. So, listen, I'm resigned to us having a poor transfer window. But you know what? The way I look at it is this.
Yeah.
Next year, I think it is, there are going to be 5 teams in England that will be able to compete in the Champions League. So I'm willing to sacrifice this window if we get the Qataris in, because I know that long term we will be in a much better position. And to be fair, I do not want some of the names that are being mentioned. I don't want Mason Mount. I don't want Rabiot. I don't think they're the sort of players that are going to take us to that next level. I'm looking at how can we not only cement our position in the top 4, but then go on to compete with City. So for me, the only person who's available that I want, I'll say, is Onana, because he's
the most likely
that we need
right now. Though. You're right. But even Inter Milan, though, like, it's not as easy because they went Champions League final. They've got a bit of, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
but we're Man United. Come on, we're Man United. We know that.
That's why I want to stop you, though. Inter Milan right now, he's the main guy in Milan. You know what I mean? They went to Champions League final. The project looks decent. It looks like they're trying to go places. Like, is the number 1 in Milan? You're in Milan. Like, I know you could go to Manchester United, but you're still not in a bad position. Did they make Champions League football, by the way, Inter Milan? Did they make Champions League football?
I think so. I think they did. I'm certain they did.
Yeah, okay. He'd purely go because he knows he's number 1 and he's the guy, and you know what I mean, he's ambitious. But it's not a big catastrophe if he stays. He's only still 25. He could still leave next year. He's a young goalkeeper. It's not a catastrophe if he left right now for his career and his development.
Yeah, true. But for me, if I'm the director of football and that's the department we seriously need to upgrade on. I'm saying to Onana, listen, you could go down as a United legend with people like Peter Schmeichel, people like Edwin van der Sar. You could be part of the next generation of Man United that could potentially go on to win titles. You could be, when people talk about the United team that came back from the wilderness, you're one of the first names that could be mentioned. And then on top of that, you're going to be playing in one of the most iconic stadiums in the world with guys like Casemiro, Martinez, Varane. top players. You know, Marcus Rashford. So yeah, I think that, and also he's going to get more money. Let's be real. So, and going to be playing in the best league in the world against some of the best players in the world. You know, imagine the headlines is going to be if he's denying, you know, 4 great chances from Erling Haaland and we go on to beat City. The headlines that he's going to generate. So I'm going to say this to him if I was the director of football. So yeah, he's in a good position at Milan, but again, there's levels. Regarding other signings, none of them really
stand out.
Yeah, no. There's nothing to wax lyrical about. Min-Jae, that's one I wanted, but he's going to Bayern Munich. There's just this Hojlund dude. Listen, one thing I've learned is never do your scouting on YouTube. Because
I've watched a bit of him in Serie A.
Yeah,
he's good. He's very technical. He's got a good left foot. He's got a good eye for goal. But again, he's still young, man. He doesn't play every week. You know what I mean?
And it's Serie A as well.
Serie A as well. So
look at Lukaku.
Serie A, to be fair, it's probably the best league after the Premier League, if I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't mind players from Serie A. I don't think every other league right now, I'm not really buying into it. I think Serie A is the best league after the Premier League. But again, it just depends on what the manager wants, innit? Like, if he wants to go into that league, then he'll go into the league. So we just have to wait and see, man. But Kelechi, I'll leave it to it, man.
Sorry, I was going to say, do you trust Erik ten Hag's talent IQ? Because for me, it's a bit sus, man. I mean, I thought one of the reasons I wanted Ten Hag in is because I was thinking to myself, he's going to come in, he's going to spot these technically gifted, young, hungry, athletic, consistent, top-class players, you know, from your Dutch leagues, your Belgiums, your Portugals, your Spains, your Germanys, and he's going to develop them into world-class stars. And that's that's one of the reasons I wanted him. But I mean, because he's from Ajax, that's what they do there. But I'm thinking so far, I ain't seen none of that. So what's going on? So for me, what is he, a bit of a fraud? Like, I don't know.
To be fair, I get what you mean, but at the same time, like, Martinez has been a success. He has improved players that have come into the football club. Like, his talent ID, people can say it's a bit fraudulent and whatnot, but I think for me, there's a lot of element in that. He's got his hands tied behind his back. He's not been able to go and get Frankie de Jong. He wasn't able to go and get certain signings in. Like Harry Kane, you can clearly see he wants Harry Kane, but he can't. The club can't. The club, like, it's Man City. If Pep Guardiola wanted someone, he could go and get anyone he wants because he's got the money, and also he's got the structure in place. He's got the structure in place, so he can afford to say, I want Haaland, and it'll get done. With Ten Hag, let's be honest, he can't get it done. Yeah, because
which is why we need the Qataris. And for me, the Qataris are the only group of people who can, you know, help reduce the gap between us and City.
Yeah. But listen, Kelechi, I'll leave you to it, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I'm going to go get a lot of people on, man. There's a lot of people waiting.
All right, my bro.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. I appreciate it, man. Big up to everybody who's still locked in. I'm going to get you guys one by one. There's 700 of you in here. Let's get 400 likes, guys. If you're watching right now and you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. We got man like the eye test here. Eye test, where you at? Are you in Small Heath? What's Small Heath saying?
Yo, it's good, man. Listen, I'm just bored, man. I can't lie, waiting for the football to return, man. Like, no football, man.
I'm liking the break. Why would you want to go watch the football right now when you haven't got players to be equipped with, man? I don't want to be seeing the same old players, Martial up front, Weghorst and all these. I don't want to be seeing all that nonsense, man. Come on, man.
But do you enjoy no football, though, bro? Like, there's nothing to really be doing.
I'm not going to lie to you. Because I'm not disappointed, I'm cool with having no football right now.
Yeah,
I don't know about you guys.
That, man. I see, man.
No, it's not even about that, man. I just think for me, why do you want to see Man United right now? Why would you want to see it? Why would you want to see United play right now? Come on, man.
I hear that, but the only thing is, like, you know, when the football finishes and you see the transfer news, normally we're linked to players that, bro, we're doing nothing, man. We're seeing Arsenal making moves for Rice and Lavia. We're seeing even Havertz. We're seeing Chelsea making moves. We're seeing Manchester City lining up their Laporte replacement, their Gundogan replacement. And Man United, bro, like, we're just getting these interested FC, bro. Forget this, man. I want to see the action done, man. Like, apart from the Mason Mount thing, we're not progressing on any other deal, man. That Min-Jae deal, like, we ain't progressing on any of these deals, man. And it's pissing me off because we're seeing what these other clubs are doing, and we want to get to the next stage. But if we're not going to make the signings and we're not going to move like a serious club, like, how do we expect that, man? And all this takeover news, Like I don't know what to believe, because one day I'm thinking, the Qataris are coming, then we're seeing Sir Jim P, or then we're seeing Sheikh Jassim. That like it's just keep flipping every day, man. So for me, like all this takeover news, I'm just waiting for the official announcement now. Until I see Sheikh Jassim or Sir Jim Ratcliffe holding the shit, I don't believe any of these sources, man.
But you know what it is though? I think you know what it is though. Like when you look at the Mason Mount deal, United are looking to go in again. Like maybe there's a feeling that the manager will be backed regardless of the takeover issue, because they are making bids for Mason Mount. But at the same time, well, the other signings that we're looking to get, we're not getting them done. So it still feels like Ten Hag is not being backed fully, because you could get one side of things, but then you're missing a whole kind of spine in Kim Min-Jae. You're looking at another player in this player. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of midfielders that are leaving. So you go and get him out, but there's a lot of things that's going past you like that. You know what I mean? So it's not good, man. It's not good.
What's your thoughts on the Mason Mount situation? Because for me, like, don't get me wrong, I don't think like to be what he's done for Chelsea, you're not shit. No player is shit here, but I do think there's a player in him, but he can't be the main midfielder coming in, man. Like it needs to be another midfielder.
Mason Mount, yeah. Okay, I've had my kind of like, say and whatnot. I think for me, if you bring Mason Mount with two other midfielders, I can understand where you're going. But if you're bringing in Mason Mount and then you're probably not going to get another midfielder, or you're going to get a midfielder in maybe Rabiot, then who doesn't complement him. Like I just don't think that works. You bring Mason Mount with two other midfielders, but again, is that going to happen? I don't think so.
Let's be real.
Mason Mount for me, like I don't get it, man. On its own, and look at that. As soon as we start talking about Mason Mount, you get Lewis coming in here with his raid. Like that's what I'm saying, man. Big up to Lewis, though, by the way. But like, you see what I mean, though. Like them man want us to give us Mason Mount, so then they could go back Caicedo. You know what I mean? Shout out to K3.
Even the Havertz thing for Arsenal. We're just Arsenal are funding them to go get Caicedo. Imagine Caicedo. Yeah.
They're robbing people, man. They're robbing people. They're not. This shouldn't happen, man. Like, why is Arsenal generally Arsenal? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, but they're not realizing that them man are actually robbing you in cold daylight, like cold broad daylight. They're gonna go and get Caicedo, which you guys wanted. Like they're bullying people, man.
And they're gonna make their money back on Havertz too. They're making their money back on Havertz, bro.
There you go. It's mad, man. But give me your realistic signings, man. Okay, is Mount in there? Realistic signing?
Yeah, I think we've seen too many rumors. Like we've seen Fabrizio saying that Ten Hag's going to push for Mount. There's a big possibility that he will end up at Man United. I think the whole package and dream has been sold to him. That it's been sold to him that, you know what, he's going to join United. I think they're just playing like hardball, trying to lower the transfer fee, and that I reckon we'll bring it in for 55 million. But the midfielder market, I can't lie to you, it's kind of tough for you to bring in, because Caicedo, I was dying for, man. Imagine Caicedo came in, bro. Him next to Casemiro, or then if Casemiro suspended, can fill in the void. Like, bro, Frankie De Jong was obviously a big dream for all of us, but that ship sailed, man. Like we ain't.
Yep,
like
that's gone. That's gone, man. He's the main man now. Busquets is gone. He's the main man at Barcelona, man.
Well, what's the links on Rabiot? Has it slowed down, like the Rabiot thing? Because
it's slowed down, I can't lie. Maybe that's someone that, when they have their little breaks, and that might be a July kind of thing. That might be a July transfer saga. The July transfer saga.
Yeah.
June is for Mason Mount. July is for Rabiot, and whether he stays or not, and whether he signs a new deal.
I think Ten Hag wants him. I think Ten Hag does want Rabiot, because we've seen last season as well.
But we ain't getting no other midfielder then. That's it now. It's Mason Mount.
We ain't getting free midfielders, man. Let's wake up. This is Man United. We never do think for the future, man. We never think let's get extra. We think, two midfielders is enough, man. And it's not. I'm sorry, but Rabiot and Mount is not enough. Casemiro suspended. Rabiot's gonna fill in for Casemiro.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Mount is, for me, he's upgrade on Eriksen for me. Like in terms of the whole package. Eriksen, he's not. He doesn't really have much energy with him. Like, bro, he just at times he's a statue in the midfield, man. So I do think Mount is an upgrade.
Yeah, his mobility isn't great, and that's what's a concern. Give me your other, just to kind of wrap it up, because I want to get more people on this.
Give me
other signings.
We've heard that Kim Min-Jae's not coming in, so I think we'll go get Alex Diaz too. And an attacker, I think we don't know about what's going to happen with Mason Green. We don't know if he's going to come back. The club haven't spoken about what's going to happen. For me, I just have a gut instinct that he's going to come back and we're going to sign. I don't know how to pronounce his name, from Atlanta.
Hojlund.
Yeah, Hojlund. I think that's going to be our two strikers next season, man. I just think he will come back and we're going to get Hojlund.
Let's see, man. Let's see. But big up to you, my bro. We'll catch
But
up at Old
bro,
Trafford, man.
yesterday I was just I booked like about 10 games to come for next season. So see you first game of the season on Monday, bro. Big up, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, we'll be there, man. We'll be there. We will be there. Come on,
We
my
will.
guy. Big up to you, man. Sule Junior says, "Hope you had fun in Kenya." Yeah, man, I did, man. Appreciate it. However, I hope Eric Ten Hag is seeing the reaction of Mason Mount links. Those signings will get you sacked. Bro, I don't think he cares, man. Let's be honest, man. He don't care what we think, man. He cares what he thinks, man. Elias, my brother from Chile. How are you, my friend?
Hey, man. All good, bro. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Good as can be. You know what I mean? Life is without football is still great, man. What about you?
Yeah, that's a fact. So listen, am I down? No. In a way, I saw this coming. You know, like if you look back, every single season that we didn't had Champions League, we went and spent big, right?
I need to find the graph, for that, If there's anyone that's got a graph for that, I need to look at it again.
Yeah, maybe I'll spend some time creating it. But anyways, the thing is that, so this season we have Champions League, and we're not spending anything really. So, but again, is it because we cannot find great players? No, that's not it. Like it's just we don't have the money, or we don't want to spend the money, right? And again, it's do I place this on Ten Hag? Not really. Like I could have said the same with Mourinho, and I could have said the same with Van Gaal, So and last season, like he brought incredible players, right? Like it was like Licha is amazing. Casemiro is amazing. Eriksen, he may be slowing down or whatever, but he did a great job. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is, at this moment in time, I don't care who we bring in if they can play this and next season, right? If that's not. No. But what I mean is, this and next season is because at the moment it's like, do I really care about where do we end up next season? Not really. The one thing that I want is for these people to go, right? Glazers out of the way. I don't want to see them anymore, and then I can start building my trust back, right? In terms of,
you want a fresh, clean slate.
Yeah, bro. Like, because, let me put it this way, right? Like, let me put it this way. Let's say you're working at some company, right? And at that company, you're a manager, of a division. And you get a bunch of, like, you have a few openings in the company, and you get a bunch of CVs. Now, you may be able to spot incredible people, right? But what they want in wages is something that you cannot afford, right? So what is it that you need to do? Okay, let's just look at people that are not as amazing, right? Let's just be more of an average sort of people. And if you cannot afford that, then you go down the ladder even more, because at the end of the day, you need to, fill the position. And that's how I see it now, right? Like, Eric Ten Hag is looking at incredible people, but he cannot sign them, like Kane and Osimhen or whatever.
But then look at your. Imagine now United get smacked up next season and he doesn't make top 4. He then risks his position as a manager. He then risks his own profile as a manager. Like, people might not look at Ten Hag the same way. Like, it could damage his reputation. So I don't think he's that sort of manager. Say, you know what? Let's throw away a season just because you lot can't sort out a ownership situation, and us fans are then thinking selfishly in saying that, you know what? Let's just kind of, you get it. Like, it's a bit of a it's a conundrum for everyone. It's not just that, you know, it sorts itself out and we get a new.
I agree. But here's the deal, right? Do you think he's capable of improving players?
Oh, Ten Hag, yes.
Okay.
But not. I don't think for another season he could do it another more. Like I look at next season, I think that's where maybe he gets caught out because A, the quality gets better, and B, they then lose consistency. So you have a double kind of whammy there. They improve in terms of opposition, and also the players lose consistency. You know what I mean? So you're leaving yourself exposed, man. It's a lot of exposure.
But, yeah. I get it. But you know, the thing is, he needs to look out for himself and whatever he's able to do, right? But we, as fans, we need to look at the big picture. Yeah. If we don't, we put pressure where the pressure shouldn't be, right? Because this pressure that we put on managers, we should put on the club, not 100%.
But I feel like for me, we've been doing that for the past 10 years, and it's got us nowhere. Like we've been.
Have we though? Have we?
But we've tried. I think we've tried everything. We've tried having new protests. We've tried emptying stadiums. We've tried doing everything we can. It's just got to the point now where they can't even negotiate. They want a lot of money. Unless you pay that money, it doesn't care what me and you think. It's not going to happen.
Yes.
The money has to make sense, and they're being greedy. But last question, Elias. Give me your realistic signings before we kind of wrap it up. Give me what will happen this summer, realistically wise.
So, if the club wants to be serious, even though if it drags out until the end of the window, I would, let's say, I don't know, like what's out there is that we have like 150 to 100 million budget. If the club is serious, I will put 120 for Kane and the other 80 for Onana. And that's, you know, it's doable. It's doable. And you'll be serious, right? Now, if you don't want to be serious, then you'll spend 50 on Mount. Shitty player, but that's another thing. And then you'll bring a free transfer like Rabiot, and then, you know, who knows? But if you want to be serious, Kane, Onana, and you fix your spine, right?
Okay. Big up to you, Elias. Appreciate you always coming on, showing love to the channel, man. Come on, my guy.
Bye, man. Take care.
Big up, man. Big up, man. Big up to everybody who's here, man. Make sure you guys are liking the video, people. Still over 700. Mods, let me know how many likes we're on. We should be on at least 350, 400. But let's get them likes up, man. Let's bring on Sham. Sham, how are you, man?
Hey, very good, man. How are you doing, Saeed? Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, man. How you been?
Hey, been good, man. I've been good. I've just seen your, I've seen it for some time, your cheerio on South African people that you've met in Kenya.
Yeah, man. Bro, I want to shout you guys out, man. Honestly, I didn't expect that, man. I was like, South African people, how are they going to be like? Bro, you guys got energy, man. You guys, honestly, you dance, you party. You guys are just always energy. Energy, man.
Dude, we're waiting for you, Saeed. Listen here, I'm a bit older now. I've got a kid now. I'm a bit aged, but there is a couple of guys that still follow your channel here. That I'm sure.
No, definitely, man. 100%, man. Next year,
so when you come down, dude,
man.
Yeah, plan it out. See, because over just from the last point on that, I'm actually I would like to actually go to Manchester in Old Trafford, because I feel like if the takeover takes place, this might be one of the last times we get to see Old Trafford in its current state.
Yeah, that's true.
So my plan, so my plan is actually to go to Old Trafford within the next 12 months or whatever. So especially if the takeover for the Qataris will happen. So I'm hoping I can reach out to some guys in UK as well, just to kind of show me around.
Sure, man. 100%, man.
So,
if you need, just message me, DM me, and we'll sort it out, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks, man. But just to answer your question quickly, I don't want to be too long, but I've got a lot to say. Realistic transfers, right? If you asked me this question about maybe 3 weeks ago, I would have answered you probably very clearly. Min-Jae linked to us strongly, Mason Mount, Rabiot, and Harry Kane. And if I look at that, I would have actually been quite happy with that signings. It's not the best level, but I would say, I'd been happy with the signings. But as things have come now, I really can't answer you. Min-Jae looks like he's going somewhere else. It looks like we've pulled out of the bid for Harry Kane. We don't know what's going to happen with Mason Mount with the pricing, and we actually don't know who that fourth signing is. So for me, it's an absolute crazy time right now for me to know what's going on. But I want to take us a story back at the start of last window, and it just mentioned a couple of data points. So I'll go on a bit of a escapade here for about 2 to 3 minutes. The one thing is when Ten Hag came in, there was this. I mentioned it the last time I was on. There was this report from a Dutch journalist called Marcel van der Kraal. He was on Sky. He was one of the only journalists on Sky, and he said that Ten Hag came in and he wasn't happy with the scouting options provided to him by the team, by the scouting team, and Murto and Co. And what happened is he ended up getting players that he knew. He got in, all the players he was linked to, and we also finally got in. We got in 2 players that he was linked, that he worked with. We got one that he scouted at his time at Ajax, and somehow or another we got Casemiro. There's a lot of reports that actually suggest that Casemiro's camp reached out to us, opposed to our camp reaching out to him. So just
I heard
just
that
to let
comment.
you know,
I'll fix this. Yeah, that's
so
true.
it's crazy. I don't know, but so for me, that time I was like, okay, cool. You know what? It's a tricky one because what can the scouting team really do? They were looking at scouts to suit a style of play for either Ralph Ragnick or for Ollie. So I cut him some slack. But now you've had an entire year to look at what the profile that Ten Hag wants, and cool by the face value, Kane, Mount, blah blah blah. But now with those things slightly falling apart, who's the second option? Who's the third option? Who's the fourth option? What have you guys been scouting for the entire season? One thing I will say though, there's the skies are murky, or the color of the water, whatever you call it, is murky, because one, the takeover is happening, so we don't entirely know if the transfer team, Murto and Co himself, is a hamstring, because they don't know what the funds are going to release. We also don't know how much funds is available, because if you guys look back at the transfer history, the window that passed was our most expensive window, 260 odd million spent. The most expensive one before that was Ollie with Maguire and the Wan-Bissaka window. That was 250 million. 2019. So we also know that we spent the most money. So the waters are murky, because one thing I don't want to do is, well, firstly, Saeed, it's quite early in the window, and we have to actually give some time for us to make to really.
Why it's added stress is because there's no new owners to kind of sort it out. You know what I mean?
Exactly, that compounds it, and it's tricky though, because I get the fans' concern around the fact that what's happening now, even though the window hasn't. I think the window's just opened, and to be honest, it's still quite early. But I get the fans' concern, because we've seen this play out many times before. So that's obviously the big problem here. So I really want to actually give Murto some time. I actually want to see, Murto, what are you about? When things are not murky. So we have the new owners, everything is sorted. Murto, what can you and your team do? But now I'm again in a situation like, okay, Murto, I knew you couldn't do it at the start of last season because of the reports that came out and what my manager had to do. But now you've been given a year. What can you do? And I feel like I still can't give him a clear answer now, because there's a takeover underway. So I just don't know how to judge this current group, and that's why, I'm not here to convince fans or whatever's opinion, but I just really want to have the team work in clear conditions, and they can't do that. But if I had to say who's coming in right now, say to answer your topic's title, I would say, look, Rasmus Hojlund, also another question mark with 100 more tag thrown. But okay, I'll add him to the list. I think Mason Mount is still going to come. I think
I think so.
In a bit. Yeah. And then it looks like we're going for Desasi and Tabido. Those look like
I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of Tabido, but not Desasi. I'm not a fan of him. But again, is he going to be first choice anyway? I want to know who's going to take Varane's position when Varane's not available, because I know Varane will be out for a month. I give you any money, Varane's out for a month, even though I don't want to predict injuries. I just know Varane will be out for a period of time throughout the whole season. And when he comes in, it's DSI or DCI or however
Disasi, whatever.
Disasi. Is he going to be the guy who steps up in his presence? Is he going to be the guy? Is he going to be the guy?
Massive question mark. Min-Jae would have been perfect. My last point, Min-Jae would have been perfect, because he can play on the right and left side. So when we need a starter to come in to cover each side, he can do that excellently. And we're now losing that. Who knows what's going to happen from my side? I preferred that if we get one centre back and actually 2 to 3 midfielders. I feel our midfield is so under. How can I say? the fans are not looking at our midfield. Kaz mentioned
been
it in, I
saying,
think,
yeah,
one
you're
of your
right.
shows.
You're right.
Yeah, Kaz has come on to one of your shows, Saeed, and actually started to talk about it. Kaz, if you're there, my man, respect,
up,
bro.
man.
I hope you're watching the show. Big up for Kaz, man. Bloody hell. And alhamdulillah that he's where he is in his deen and all that things.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you know, so yeah, if so, the midfield is a big concern. Casemiro, 30 years old. Eriksen, 30 years old. We lost Sabitzer. You know, guys, people are trying to scum for Fred and McTominay. Guys, it's a big problem. So for me, I would actually try and pack up the midfield, but who knows? For me, it's still early days. I do want to give the transfer team time. I just want to make us aware that the last window was the most expensive window we've had in the last 4 to 5, 6 seasons. Our revenue streams, if you look at our revenue on the public Manchester United listed at Stock Exchange website, on our website, if you look at our financials, and our financials haven't grown to a point where it's been like, oh well, interest rate, inflation, blah blah blah, income. We haven't grown that much to justify how we're going to step. Are we going to go on another 240, 180 million spending spree? Guys, it's going to be a tight window, and we have to see what happens. There's a takeover, blah, blah, blah. Guys, it's stressful times, man. Bloody hell. I thought I was going to be de-stressed. I thought going to Kenya, Saeed, is going to make you de-stressed. It's not, dude.
No, listen. It's one of them where it's like, you know, when you leave a problem and you don't, it's like having a debt, you know, like you can go and enjoy yourself, but reality, the debt's still there. And then that's
you come back and it hits you, dude. But Saeed, alhamdulillah, man. Dude,
yeah, man,
hopefully I can. Yeah, cheers, man. Yeah, come to SA. We'll be here. Hopefully, if I come to UCO in the next 12 months, I'll see you guys there. Anyway, all the best, guys,
man.
my babies.
Big up Sham. Big up Sham, man. Quality caller, man. Let's bring on Sachiv. Big up to V33. My bigger worry, Eric Ten Hag resigns because of his slow board. And Paul, big up to you. Goes, what do you think about Neves going to Al Hilal?
I heard about this. I heard about this news.
Yeah. He's just literally going now. It's the player you think of being good for United.
That was shocking.
Would you have took Neves?
Yes.
Okay.
I would take him.
Okay.
Yeah, for me personally, he would be a very he starts for me ahead of Eriksen.
What's your realistic signings now? Obviously, you're looking at everyone talking about everything. Who do you think can be realistic? Because there's no point talking about Mbappe and Harry Kane. And
I know, man. It's
guys.
really.
What do you think can happen?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly. Okay. I think Mount maybe, but like other than that, I'm okay. Maybe Mount Rabiot. I don't know. Maybe some Atlanta striker called Hojlund, but I've not seen him. I've not seen him play before. I might see him, but to be fair, our main priority is the full ownership takeover. That's the only priority so far. Other than that,
you think the United fans shouldn't be talking about transfers right now at this minute?
Yeah.
Okay. But listen, that's if that's all you got to say, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Big up to you, Sajid.
I have one thing. I have one thing to say about this MUFC. I have one. There's this meme like think about your life. You're a failure. You can never make it. That's the way how I describe about this transfer window.
Wow, there you go, man. That's what we have here, man. We got this nice little saying, man, for the people to kind of look back and say, man. Say it one more time for the people, man.
Think about your life. You're a failure. You can never make it.
There you go, man. Sachiv, wise words, man. I appreciate that, man.
Wise words, man.
Come on, my guy, my guy. Big up to you, man. Let's bring on Kevin on. Kevin on. How are you, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Saeed?
Yeah, man. What are you telling me? Where you from? Where you from?
Jamaica,
man. Big up Jamaica, man. Kingston or whereabouts in Jamaica?
Yeah, Kingston.
Yeah, man. Big up Kingston.
Yeah, big up every time. I love what you guys do, by the way. The community flex, Saeed, the Big Six, everybody. In these times when the club is stressing us out, we need the community to help us through it. So I appreciate it.
No, always, man. Always, man. So we do.
So just a couple of things before I get into, who I would sign for the club. It's first of all, the transfer window is an absolute mess. Like we can't seem to get any of our targets at all. We've lost out on Kim, it seems like, and Harry Kane is we've been priced out seemingly. So I don't know. It's like it's reoccurring. You know, the boards, they scout, they have their targets, but they just can't get the deals over the line, and it's hella frustrating. You know, waking up, taking up your phone every morning, scrolling through Twitter, and it's the same thing. You know, it's draining, and
You know what
it's
though? I feel like now, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm waking up like, I go to the toilet sometimes in the nighttime, yeah, and I come back in the toilet. I say, let me check my phone quickly. And brother Fabrizio Romano is tweeting at like 4 a.m, like making me disappointed before I go bed and that. What's going on?
I'm
Like,
telling
I'm
you.
telling you now, I need to turn my phone off at night. I'm not gonna lie, man. He's making transfer rumors at like 4 a.m. I'm like, yo, listen, man. People gotta go to bed, man. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. Well, it's frustrating, and the takeover is another thing. It's draining as well, because one day, it's the Saudis, and then another day it's a fake rumor, and then it's Sir Jim, and then it's just a rumor mill. But as it relates to who I would sign, uh I'll say this: I do not see what the manager sees in Mason Mount, but if he wants him, then I'll take him. I'll trust the manager, right? I would sign the guy from Atalanta, Hojlund.
Hojlund, have you watched him?
Yeah.
Have you watched him? Have you watched a little bit of him, or are you kind of looking at it from
I don't watch the Serie A that much, but I've seen clips on YouTube. He seems okay, a bit raw, but he's young, so I foresee him improving, under this manager. I would have hoped that we would have gotten King Min-Jae, but he's gone. So I suppose the guy from is it Nice? Is it?
You got Todibo from Nice, or you got DCI. Again, I'm gonna butcher the name until I know what it actually is. But again, he's from Monaco. Again, he's one of them.
I haven't watched them, but I know the French league, they do produce some good centre backs. So I suppose again, if the manager wants those players as our second and third options, then I'll take them. At Rabiot, I think we'll sign Rabiot as like a free agent, but again risky, because I question players' motivation at that age coming to the Premier League. Is he just coming for money? Is he that hungry? So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we need better scouts as well. I mean, what about the gems? Why can't we find the next Caicedo, or we just need better scouts as well. I thought that when Ten Hag came in, we would have been signing gems. I do think he has a good eye for quality, but then I have a few questions as it relates to that. But I don't know. I am not optimistic at all with this transfer window. It's been off to a terrible start, and I don't know. I think our rivals are going to improve, because Liverpool, if Liverpool get some better midfielders, they'll be back challenging for sure, because the front line is good. They have a good defense. They have Alisson.
I feel like the next Premier League could land to Liverpool. It could go to Arsenal. It could go to Man City. It could be anyone next season, because I feel like Man City, if they're not ambitious enough, or they don't, when you have that motivation, they might not have the motivation to win 4 in a row or to win another one. Like, it could be anyone. So I just feel like, I'm not saying Man United could have been in there somehow but if you were serious, you got Harry Kane and you got a couple of midfielders in, you just don't know what could happen. You know what I mean? So again, we'll never know, because this Man United team just don't make it possible. But Kevin, I appreciate you coming on, man, and we'll chat again next week, man. Big up to you, my guy.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, and big up, Saeed.
Always, man. Love, bro. Love, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to Dushan. He's a new member of the channel. Big up to you, my guy, Dushan, man. I appreciate the love, man. If you want to become a member, please hit the join button. Become a member. Help support the channel. And yeah, man. Yeah, no worries, Freddie, man. No worries, man. Let's bring on Sophia. Sophia, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We're talking United, we're talking everything. It could be whatever you want to talk about. What do you want to say? What do you want to say?
I mean, it's been annoying how, the whole ownership thing has stalled so much, and I feel like we're missing out on key targets. Like, I've been on the Kim Min-Jae train for a few months now, watching him on Napoli and whatnot. I'm like, oh, it's it's a bummer. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna definitely be very unfortunate seeing him potentially lift, a Bayern shirt and whatnot, since we've been linked with him. But I do feel like it's a bit. I'm not really shocked per se, because I do feel like it's been a bit weird when we've seen like we've been so heavily linked with him, but nobody else has really been onto him. And then suddenly we see Bayern coming in, and we haven't sorry for my language, our shit out. So
Yeah.
obviously it is not that surprising that potentially he will be going. But I'm more so shocked with the whole mounting, because I've been hearing, you in different streams. I don't want him either, brother. I don't want him either at all. Mount, not for me. Definitely not, at least for the price that Chelsea's asking for. I think there's better options there. Why are we not on for Casado or Barella for Inter? Like I don't get it. It's mind-boggling.
I think the Mount situation is because again he's probably the easiest to kind of get. Chelsea don't want to give him an improved offer on what he's asking for. He wants to leave. He has made it clear to them. So it's almost like everything is kind of made for Mason Mount to leave in that sense. All you got to do is just pay the 70 million and we'll let you have him. If not, we'll keep him for another year and we'll probably get a new contract out of him because he's still Cobham. He's still, the fans' favorite. So it is that situation. But ultimately, when you look at realistic signings, what realistic signings do you think, when your knowledge of football, with everything that you know, who United could go and get realistically?
Madison? We
Yeah,
not
that's
get
realistic.
Madison?
Yeah.
I think
Yep,
that's realistic. I'd rather have Madison than Mount. And I'm not saying Mount is shit. He's not shit. I'm not gonna sit here and say necessarily that. I just don't think he's it. What the kids be saying, he ain't him. That's not what he is. He'll be decent, but and also I don't feel like, when you see the reports say like Ten Hag really wants him. Do he though? I feel like this is more of a board thing. I'm not buying that Ten Hag wants him, in my opinion. I don't think so. With the football that we want to play, I don't see it. And if he ends up playing for Man United and he wears the Man United shirt, of course we'll support him.
But now what you can control though, what you can control right now is that you don't want him. Yeah, that's fair.
Basically,
that's fair.
I personally, he's not for me. I would love to have a Madison. I know, like people are saying in the chat, okay, it's going to, potentially Newcastle or Spurs. I don't get why we're not in for him. And also, it will be more of a cheaper option in my opinion. So Mount, 70 million? No, thank you. I hope that Chelsea rejects the second bid we put in and we go for somebody else. Take it or leave it, go for somebody else. That's all I'm gonna say, at least for that. But when it comes to another target, obviously I do have De Gea. I'm a big De Gea fan, but I love the guy, but he most likely would be going. So for me, my option would be getting Andrea Onana from Inter. I think he's exceptional. I think he would be a great goalkeeper, either him or Mike. I always butcher his last name, but
Mike
Mignon,
Mignon.
Yes. I like to call him just Big Mike or whatnot, but Mike, that guy, that he would also be an option. But Diogo Costa, not for me. Yeah, at least for the sample size. But that's what I think, at least.
Yeah, listen, Sophia, I appreciate your contribution again, always on the channel, in the comments as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens in it. We'll see what happens next time. And I'll see you soon, Sophia.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you soon, brother. Bye-bye.
No worries. Take care. Big up to you. Yes, man. We got big up my guy, Danny, man. It's been a while, man. What you telling me, my guy?
Yes, all blessed, man. How are you, man? I thought I'd hop on. I just see you go live. I was like,
come on, man.
Anytime, my guy,
Saeed,
big Saeed. Come on. Come on.
Come
yes,
on,
man.
My guy, man.
I was on trip, like, I see you in, where was you? South Africa. I was like, where was you?
Kenya, man. It was lit, man. It was lit, man. We had to just,
Come
what I'm saying?
I like that, man. I see
break.
you living it up, blood.
Come on, man. We're living it up right now. Come on.
Love that. I love that, man. I love that, man. Always loving your content, bro. Like, I'm always smiling when I watch your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. That's all love, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Man. But anyway, man,
United,
bro.
It's the old talk, man. United, didn't it? Like, it's just never changing, man.
Bro, I just don't. It's like, but you know what? Yeah, I'm hearing some of the guys that come on before me. I like their points and that some good points they're making, and I'm just thinking, you know what? Can we really be surprised Ty's going down? We can't be. Like, it's same old shit, different day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we can't be surprised when we're seeing like Bayern Munich just swooping in, taking man's gal and that or every time. You know what I'm saying? They do what they do. They're a serious club. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we're here doing what we've always been doing. So at the end of the day, we just need this takeover to happen ASAP. That's priority number one, and that is it. Then we can look at everything else. Hopefully, once that happens, it'll be a knock-on effect, and we'll start behaving like a serious club. But at the moment, we can't do F all, mate, because we need this takeover, man. Like we're trying to juggle all these things whilst doing the takeover, and I think as fans, we are bummed out. Like the girl said previously, it's like we're pissed, but it's like, what else can we expect, man? We're in a takeover process, man. This is like priority number one. How are we meant to? Yeah, go on.
You know, it's just about managing expectation. I feel like, you know what? If I see what I see in the summer and it carries on, I've got to manage my expectations. Say, you know what? Man United are not making top four, and if they do make top four, fair play to Erik ten Hag for getting there, and that's all it is. You know, I mean, we might win a cup here and there, but someone was saying we might be a cup team, man. We might be a cup team now. You know how there's certain teams like Arsene Wenger back in the early 2015 where he won like 3 FA Cups in a row. You know what I mean? Little here and there. We might be that club now. A cup team where we can win a cup, but it doesn't consistently be in the league. Different story.
Well, when it comes to the league, man, like you're saying, it's getting more and more harder, isn't it? Because
there you go,
got all these teams coming up, so it's who knows, man, who knows? But I just see something funny, bro. I was just chuckling, man, because it's saying like Sheikh Jassim is willing to welcome Solskjaer back to Man United,
bro. Listen,
who makes this shit up? Like,
what was that report from, by the way? Because I've seen that.
I don't know, bro. Like, let me Manchester Evening News.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Jim Ratcliffe?
You know, that's his PR team and that, bro. Like, it's something like, what is that, bro?
That's what they're saying, yeah. Nah, that's Joe. That's
God.
Bro. That is just pure spin for Jim Ratcliffe. Like, when you want to create a headline to spin the narrative. I feel like right now what we're seeing is, these little elections that they do in America and the way it's kind of like dramatized. I feel like we're seeing all of this at Man United right now. It's a joke, man. It's an absolute farce. Become comical. Seriously, it's become comical now.
Bro, mate. We always, because we're emotional at Man United and that, we always get like pissed off and annoyed at that. But now it's like, bro, like we've seen these things so many times, man. It's just, but we still get emotional though. It's Man United.
Talk to me though. Talk to me in terms of transfer. That realistically wise, who do you think Man United can get? Like, even if we just had no ownership, because apparently we're hearing that FFP, we still have to sell a lot of players for it to kind of balance the books. Who realistically can we go and get?
Bro, the ones who you think would be realistic are not even turning out to be realistic. So I don't even know, bro. It's all crazy because you would think someone like Kim Min-Jae, you could easily get that over the line, like, and just free agreement, bang, done. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, but again, we don't know the ins and outs of that deal because I'm hearing things they're saying about, he was offered more money and that's why. But who knows what the actual reason is? I don't know. But yeah, I'm not really impressed with all this Mount talk and all that. Like, I just feel like I don't know, bro. I'm so confused, man. Because who's making the decisions? The decision making, I know we haven't been taken over yet, but it's like, bro, I really don't know. I'm so baffled, to be honest with you. Like,
bro, we all are, man. I don't blame you, bro. I think we all are, man, at the minute. Because in Europe, like even in Europe, when you look at Bayern Munich, if they go and get Kim Min-Jae, they're gonna go in. You know what I mean? In Champions Leagues, they're like, like Man City won the Champions League, and everyone's like, shit, they actually won it after so many years. We got to act now. Like, they're going to need a striker, so I think they're going to go and get maybe Moani or Vlahovic. So, bro, I don't know, man. I think for me, it's peak times, man, and we need to get it sorted quickly. But we're just going to have to see, man.
Will it be quick? Do you think it's look how long this takeover process has been going on? Like, bro, like...
It's a long time, but at the same time, if you get it done in the next 2 weeks, let's say it gets done by July, you got July to sort out every deal that you need to do. But then, even then, you're leaving it a month before the season starts. It's not good luck, man. You know what I mean? It's not a good look.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, bro. But in terms of realistic signings, man, I don't even know. Like, because again, as fans, we get emotional and we get a bit too carried away sometimes. Like, obviously, we want a replacement for De Gea. Well, a lot of people do. But at the same time, obviously, you're going to have to get someone in. They have to bed in and that. And that's why you would really, ideally, it'd be good if De Gea could stay to help the new number one. But then, obviously, the wages on and that, is that realistic? Probably
And
not.
the pressure as well, man. Yeah,
And the
because Onana
pressure.
could go to the Africa Cup of Nations, man. This January,
Yeah.
the Africa Cup of Nations. That's why another thing that maybe Ten Hag doesn't want Onana, because Africa Cup of Nations. So we're gonna have to see, man. But yeah. Oh, has he dropped? Oh, I think he's cut out, man. Daddy, you there? Nope. I don't think he's there, man. Yeah, man. Sorry about that, Danny. Let's bring in Pop. Oh, okay. Keep going. Okay. We got the new striker of Man United right there, you know. Come on. Yo, you can play for
what's
United
up,
there,
Ty?
man. Better move to Martial there, man. What's going on? The tech, you know. Come on.
Yo, yeah, bro. I was chilling in the yard, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, I
bro.
see you do the round the world and that. Come on.
What's up, man? Yo, big up side. Big up, man. Yo.
Yeah,
So
man,
what you talking about, bro?
Yeah, we're just gonna read the super chat before I give you a question.
Yeah.
He says, love to Saeed and the great callers as well. I'll be honest, you are a disgrace at the Big Six quiz, not gonna lie. Bro, listen, man, it is what it is, isn't it? I won the free peat, man. I can afford to come second to last on the Big Six quiz, man. Come on, man. Quiz hype, man. The real champion is winning that free peat of the Big Six trophy, man. Come on, my guy. But big up to you, man, Nate. Yeah, man. What are you saying, man? Transfers, realistic signings, Pops. What are we saying, man?
Yo, to be honest, bro, I just want we sign some players right now, man. I can't wait no longer, bro. We behind time, you know. Yo, we need to start out the chemistry, man. Really, bro. Trust me, we need it.
Time is money.
Huh? Yeah, bro. We need that, bro. We need it. I'm telling you. But my thing is, you see, side to me, all we want right now, we just want some better quality and the depth. We need to I just want the mentality of the team to change. I don't want every week we know who is going to be picked and stuff, because you got to develop that mentality with the team. So we need quality players that's going to challenge the players that we'll call first team. We need better players, man. Even the keeper, you know, with me, say with the De Gea situation, I don't think it's that a big of an issue where, like, if we get a different keeper, we're going to be at this level. But why I will move on De Gea, to be honest, I just think it has to do with like changing the setting, new face, new environment, and I'll just move on some of these, man. They are there too long. You're talking about the Shaws, the De Geas, the Martials, all of these guys, bro. They're here too long. I remember these guys are on good money, so it's not like they're like James Miller, like Liverpool can have James Miller just giving everybody handshakes and passing out the water buckles. I mean, these guys are on big money, so we need better players that's gonna push us forward. And you see the fan base too side with me. I don't necessarily buy into like signing players that Ten Hag wants and all of that, because remember, he was at Ajax, right? The same way how Potter was at Brighton. You don't know how much of that is due to just Ajax being like that type of team, and it's down to the manager. So you can't put your hopes on it like whatever Ten Hag's want, because it's the same situation if we bought a manager like Potter or Steven Gerrard or anybody that came from a smaller league. We wouldn't be just say, oh, give this guy what he wants. And you don't know how much of that is due to his backroom staff, the board. So overall, Manchester United should have a system where we buy players regardless. You know, we must have a certain amount of quality or a certain amount of like talent IQ where we can spot out a player and say, yo, regardless of who we are getting, whichever manager, you're going to get this signing. Like a Conte, you know, when Chelsea signed Conte, I don't think no manager in the world wouldn't take N'Golo Conte at the time. So we need that type of thing going on with the club. We can't just say what Ten Hag want, because I'm going to be really too, bro. You see me, I don't buy into there are certain people that when they support a person, they go all out. There's no in between. And to me, Ten Hag talent IQ isn't. I'm not all over it, man. I'm kind of sketchy with it. I'm going to be real with you. So if he needs assistance,
is it a Mason Mount thing that's kind of bugged you, or just in general, the fact that he's going to Ajax League and you know?
Generally, because when he went ahead and signed, because what we got to understand, say we as fans, we have to have high standards. Like we are all over Martinez, the centre back, but he's nobody to Argentina because he didn't start that for the Argentina. They won the World Cup without him. So we are treating Martinez like he's a god. But when he was at the World Cup, he was just nobody. They started Romario and Otamendi. So
then again, I could flip that and say Maguire started for England, but that's because the manager likes him. You know, it's about the manager's preference.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Said sometimes we have to think because sometimes we go overboard with the players and think that they're all that because even Sancho, bro, we treat Sancho like, I mean, we can't do anything without him or we can't do it. I think we can, you know. So some of the players, Malacia, to me, Malacia, all right. What I realize with the fan base generally said, we see whenever when they like somebody, they go overboard because, you know, to me, side, the first time when I watched Malacia play football, I was like, nah, it's not going to work. We're going to need better. And some people were trying to buy into it. They're trying to say, oh, he's good, he's this. I was like, no, he's like a dwarf, Wan-Bissaka. You know, he's like, so I didn't like certain signings that Ten Hag buy. But here's me. The signings that I'll make, I'll sign mostly midfielders. You know, if we don't have the budget, we can sign somebody on a free. All right, you see Barella, like that guy, man, that little short kid. He's a saucy baller. I like that player, bro. Nicolo Barella, bro, he's good. I like those type of players, man. And what I mentioned it last week, say, but I think what we can do to say we don't necessarily have to buy the players like on a big transfer fee. We could go to some teams, you know, squeeze up the player a little bit, pinch him, and you know, we can find a player that's having a bad time at that team, and you know, just squeeze in a little money, get them out like a Vitinha. Maybe next season PSG don't like him, we can squeeze a 15 mil or 20 mil, get a Vitinha or Renato Sanchez. They're not going to be starters, but you're changing up basically what you're doing. You're getting different type of players, like. So you can actually add it there. So you see, if next season we don't like Vitinha, we don't want, let's say, a Renato Sanchez, we could sell them for 30 million, or 40, or 25. We could make a money off them. So we could do that. And me, with side, I'm not going to buy into Sancho and Anthony next season. You know why? You see, I watch Bernardo Silva. play right wing versus Alphonso Davies. He's not the fastest. He's not the skillest. He's not the quickest. And I see he take on his man, beat him. I see him not making. So I don't say it. I'm not going to buy into this. Sancho can't play right wing because he doesn't have the pace and all of that bullshit, bro. You were signed as a winger and you are a winger, period. I am not going to buy into this. He needs this around him and he needs that around him. That's not going to work for me. It's either you're good enough or you get sold, bro. And that's just me. But you see, as I said, just let the manager, bro.
Show us a little trick before you go, man. Little trick before you go. Little something round the
No, man, I can't. No, man, I got stage fright, man. I'm not Michael Jackson, man. I can't do that, man, you know? I'm not good on the stages, you know? I can't do that, so I'm kind of nervous,
right,
so.
Man.
Yeah, let's big up yourself, bro. I love you, bro. Enough love. Assalamu alaikum all the time, bro.
Alaikum salam, man. Big up to you, my guy. Let's bring on Oscar. Oh, Muskin, I'll bring you next. Oscar, what are you telling me, Oscar?
Yes, bro. Yo, can you hear me all right, yeah?
Yeah, a bit low, but I can hear you, man.
All right, let me try. Can you hear me a bit better now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yes. Yo, big up your show, man. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Where you from?
Yo, Manchester.
Come on, whereabouts?
Yeah. North Manchester, bro. In Mustang, innit? Bro, Mustang.
Okay, come on, man. Big up the Mustang massive. Come on.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yo, I think a few people have touched on it already, innit? The biggest thing, is we need to get the whole ownership sorted, the director sorted.
That's true.
Because the thing is with the Qatari lot, when they come in, they're going to have the best in class in every department. We've already got the best manager we can get, but he needs help, man. And
Facts.
like a few people have already said, his talent ID is quite questionable. So it's like when he first joined, he wanted De Jong in it, and he was chasing him all summer. But if we had a director in there, he would have said, "Yo, allow De Jong. He's not on it. Here's the profile of player you want. So we're gonna get this alternative," and he would have been calm with it. And in the end, luckily we got Casemiro, but that's because Casemiro come to us. You get it? So
yeah, that's true. You know, that's mad because he stumbled on that. Really, let's be honest. He weren't a target for Man United. We stumbled on it.
Exactly, we stumbled on that, man. He was available last minute, so we took him in it. And then the other thing is as well, like even Anthony, Martinez, they're his players from Ajax. Then you've also got Ericsson. He's like our Ajax boy. He's got Premier League experience, so we'll bring him in as well. And he's not really looking outside of that, so he's just going for what he knows. He's got a profile of player in his head, but he needs help in it to get to that point. So that's the biggest thing, man. Getting the Qatari guys in.
I say that don't happen for the next 2 weeks, yeah. Because at the end of the day, we can say that we've got to wait for the ownership, but they're bidding for Mason Mount. So it's not really down to the ownership for transfers to happen then when you look at it, because they're bidding for Mason Mount and they got rejected.
Yeah, bro. You see, Mason Mount, I don't know how much he wants Mason Mount in it. I think he wants someone who's got energy in midfield and who can keep the ball in it. Mason Mount, he's not, for me, I think if we're trying to get to that next level, he's not a starter, but I won't mind him as a squad player in it. Do you know what I mean? I do think he's quite bang average. I think he's basically just a fish and chips McAllister. You get me? That's what he is to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's all right at everything. He's all right at everything but he's not wow at anything. You get me?
Wow at anything. Yeah. That's But again, I don't think that's what Man United need to get to the next level, though. That's the problem, though. We got a lot of that in Fred. We got a lot of that in McTominay. They're not really wow at everything, but they're okay. If not bang average.
He's better than Fred and McTominay, though, if we're being real, innit? He's better than Fred.
The thing is with Fred and McTominay is that I think Fred, I'm not going to say he's improved it, but when you play him further forward, he's actually got some goals. He's got some assists in there. Again, the manager don't really want him to play up there. But when he's done it. He's proven to kind of do it a little bit. But at the same time, I don't like the motion that he's just a bit better than Fred, so let's go and get him. Because a lot of people are using that against me, saying, you know what, if he's better than Fred, then he's good for Man United. The idea that should be, if he's ready for Man United and he's quality, then you go and get any player that's quality. You don't just get him because he's better than Fred and McTominay. Because that's not the barometer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, exactly, bro. You know what? We need starters, innit? We can't be messing about with squad players and that. We need starters.
There you go.
Before we think about who can be all right to come off the bench or who can play a game here and there, we need starters, man. That's what we need, innit? And it's looking
bench players acting like starters, man. That's what we're gonna do now next season. You know, when they say bench players like talking like the starters, man, that's what's gonna happen next season.
You know what I mean? And he wants the big bag anyway. That's the reason why he don't want to stay at Chelsea, because they're not offering him the wages that he wants. So what? We're gonna give him 250.
But we've done that before. This is literally another thing that Man United have done, is that, oh, who wants a better deal at Man United? Oh, here, we'll give you the most money you can get. That's what we always do. We give you the best wages.
Yeah, that's it. And we're just sitting ducks in it. Everyone's like, yeah, go to Man United, they'll pay you what you want, and then we do it. But I think give me a realistic target. Like when you look at the targets right now, give me realistic ones, because I've asked a lot of people, who do you think realistically we can get this season? Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I think if the Qataris come in, I do think they'll do smart business in it. I don't think they're gonna blow the bag like everyone thinks. I think they'll have a good enough amount to spend. But I think we'll be smart. And if we're doing smart business, for me personally, who I'd like to look at, if we're looking at a midfielder, I'd look at Mohamed Kudus, innit? Obviously, man's a Ghana, so I'm a bit biased, but he's a baller.
Yeah.
He's a baller.
Yeah. I heard that.
He can play in the 10. He can play off the right wing. He can play false nines.
And then that's where maybe Amad Diallo can play. But again, it's a different one. Amad Diallo's here. You know what I mean? He can do that role. Maybe it's something that you look, you know what? Let him do that role, Amad Diallo. Yeah. Then you look at maybe a different breed of player. You know what I mean?
But the thing is with Kudus, he's more athletic than Diallo. He's stronger in it, and he can play the 8. He can play the 8. So for Ghana, he does play the 8 or the 10 now and again. So I'd look at him. If not, then I did like the look of Paulino as well. I think he could start, but looks like West Ham are looking at him now, so we messed up there. I really want Caicedo. I think if you're gonna do a summer, you have to get at least one Premier League proven player in it. And Caicedo, for me, his bar, his ceiling is so high, bro. Like it reminds me of when Kante was at Leicester, innit? And everyone was looking at Kante. It reminds me of that, where he can go.
But you know what is with that though? I think he's better technically than Kante though.
Oh yeah.
He's
better than Kante. And to be honest, I think that is a realistic sign, innit? If we put the money, because we have spent 70 million, 80 million on all these stupid players, yeah. If we put in 80, 90 million, come on, Brighton, I've got to say, yeah, they've got to win it. So I'd look at them too. I think centre back, we were looking at that Kim Min-Jae, but apparently he's going Bayern. Don't know how true that is, but we lost out there. So yeah, again, I would like to look at Premier League experience. So I'd look at Anderson for Crystal Palace, you know, the Joachim Anderson.
Oh, but again, even them, they'd ask for 50 million as well. It's, bro, I don't know, man. With Man United, it's like there's a you go for Malacia kind of type players, which are not great, they're cheap, or you go and get players in early and you pay the money early. You got to do your homework early, and then you won't get into a bidding war. That if United were smart, they'd go and do that. But the problem is, we're not smart, so
we're not.
It is what it is, man.
That's a good enough. He's good, man. He's a quality. He's a baller, bro. Like you get him, and then the thing is as well, because he's Danish. He's got the whole Danish thing going, and we've got Eriksen there. And I like to look at that Hojlund, so we could get him as well as a striker. Do you know what I mean? And I think that would work. You know, I don't think he'll have too much like bedding in time. I don't think he'll be too fussed about being a starter as well. I think he'll be happy to be on the bench or play or rotate with Varane or whatever. I think definitely 100% need a keeper. De Gea's time's up now. I think that even Ten Hag at the end of the season, he said, "Look, your place isn't guaranteed." And obviously, De Gea's ego's that big. He's like, "Well, I'm not being on the bench." You know what I mean? He didn't like it when Van Gaal dropped him. He was already trying to move.
That's true, you know. Started crying. He started obviously moaning when Henderson got his job as well. Look, bro, this is what I'm saying. Like that's why he's got this villain story now about him, where he's like, "Yo, I'm staying because I deserve this. I ain't going. I deserve to be here."
Yeah. Because he's got so many player of the seasons and all that. But
exactly, he's putting the CV out to him and say, "Yo, listen, man, look what I've done here, man. A certain man is still here, like Martial. How you keeping Martial here, but you don't want to give me a new contract, bro? I'm telling you, like, dog, man. That's what it's come to now. It's become a bit frisky.
It's true, but even his wages are too high, man, for what he is, and like you know, he's not even the top 5 goalies like anymore for me. Like I wouldn't say he's top 5 goalies in the world or even a Prem. Get me? So he needs to go, man. He needs to definitely go. I like to look at Onana. He's a baller. Like just playing out with the back of with his feet. Good player, good shot stopper as well. I think there's a whole question mark about him going to African nations, innit? And then you're losing him for 6 weeks.
This year actually coming up.
January. And you know, as a keeper, you can't really afford for your keeper to go away for 6 weeks because you need that number one to, you know, to always be there, innit? They probably would play the most games out of all your players. That's not really a position you mess about with.
There you go.
Any other positions are all right. You can get away with it. You know what I mean? If not, then, you know, again, another player we should be going in for, Raya. Apparently, you know, he's meant to be looking at Spurs now. We should be in for him. Like we should be in for him. I don't know what is going on there. That's another keeper. The Costa, I like the look of him, but 75 million. Yeah, I don't know, man. It depends on
never on a keeper. You don't spend that amount ever on a keeper. Like, let's be honest. For me, it's tops 40 million, 45 on a keeper. You should never go above that. Obviously, it depends on Alisson. He was 75, I think, or something like that. But again, you just don't go there on a keeper, man. So we'll see, man. But Oscar, it's been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you coming on, my guy, man. And we'll chat definitely soon, man.
All right, bless safe, yeah?
Come on, man. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up to everybody who's locked in, man. We're going to run for another 10, 15 minutes or so. I'm going to try and get the people in. Sorry I couldn't get to everyone, but we're going to try and get more people in as we can. Musid, big up to you, my guy.
Can you hear me, Saeed?
Yes. How are you, brother? You good?
Alhamdulillah, good, man. Hey, I got a... Huh? You hear me? Hold on.
Like an alien there, man. Take the headphones out. That's
all right.
That's an alien talking. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Say that again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. The sound isn't great though, man. Sort out the sound and I'll come back to you the next one. Sort out the sound. I'll come back to you. I'll be next. Yeah. Start the sound. I'll come back to you. Yeah, man. We'll get you on next time. Big up to Yusuf. Yusuf, you good, bro?
Good. How's it, Saeed?
Yeah, man. Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Are you cold, man? Why are you wearing a jacket, man?
It's cold in South Africa at the moment. It's winter.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because your summer is in the winter. Yeah. That's it. So
Well,
that means
Kenya.
I can't come in the summer. Then I can't come to South Africa in the summer for our summer. Come in the winter for UK winter.
Come in the winter. It's
Okay,
lovely
okay,
during
all right.
in December.
All right, okay, cool. What are you
What
telling
you
me about
saying,
you,
Saeed?
man? What's your feeling right
Good
now?
and you?
Yeah, not
Good.
too bad, man. Not great, not bad. You know, I'm just in the middle. I'm just chilling, man. I'm just seeing what the fans are saying today.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Saeed. When you get the chance, download. There's a rap song in South Africa about Benny McCarthy. It's by youngster.
Okay. What's it called?
Benny McCarthy.
Okay. Say no
It'll
more
just
then.
give
I'm
you,
gonna see it.
yeah, it'll give you a big insight into Benny and where he comes from and why he was so good with Rashford. I think he'll be great with Greenwood as well.
Okay. Say no more then. I'm gonna lock in. But what are you telling me though, man? How are you feeling? What's the latest on United right now? How are you feeling?
It's only a week into the transfer window. We're getting paranoid already.
Yeah,
That's
true.
United fans.
But
That's
can you
United
blame them though? Can you blame them?
I trust the manager. I think we've got one of the top 3 managers in the Premier League. I trust him. He's gonna make the right calls. What's your feeling?
Let me stop you there now. Yeah, you trust the manager, but can you trust the establishment? Can you trust the people that are running the actual place? You can say if you're in a workspace right now and you've got a nice manager, he looks after you, he gives you a lot of breaks, he makes sure you're not feeling comfortable, you're not feeling uncomfortable. But then imagine the guy above him is telling him, yo, listen, I want this done, I want that done. He doesn't really have control, right?
I understand that.
Do you see that?
That's true. That's true.
It's a bit of copium. It's a bit of, but I've got this because the manager's got this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, if you just look at the way we improved last season, the trick to winning games is based on your defense. We conceded the least goals last year. The only thing I think we should do is to change the dynamics of the team.
Yeah.
I mean, you change the dynamics by first. I think De Gea's out. I think that's clear. I mean, if he was staying, he would have signed a new contract by now. So you bring a goalkeeper like Onana or a sweeper keeper that's good with the ball. You change the dynamics there. You play a higher line. I think he's gonna sign Tumba or Frimpong. If we sign a right wing, it changes the angle of our attack because it frees up Anthony. Or people are not. I mean, the biggest thing is going to be the year of Ahmad next year. I think he's going to shine next year. He's looking awesome.
That could be our new signing next season.
Yes, he's looking awesome. So
Ahmad Diallo
I'd like
could be our new
Tumba
signing.
Frimpong on the right.
Sorry?
So I'd like Frimpong or Tumba. Tumba could play right back and he could fit in as a centre back. And then you've got a double left back on with Martinez and Shaw.
Yeah.
The youngster is coming back, Alvaro Fernandez. He's coming back.
But again,
so
it's what you had. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's not great though, innit? When you know they are things that I can stay there. They're constant. They're not going anywhere. No one's gonna buy them. So
yeah. We
have to focus on what because a lot of players will be leaving, Sabitzer, Weghorst, Donny, McTominay, I think will go. I don't think
Donny's leaving. I don't think Donny's leaving. I don't think Donny's leaving.
I don't see anyone buying Donny, like that. I look at everyone thinking, who's gonna go buy Donny?
Nobody's gonna buy him, but the thing is, if we alter our style of play and we're more dynamic, Donny becomes useful. I think what we missed is a ball carrier. We need a ball carrier in the midfield, so I'd like him to go sign Lavia or maybe even Rabiot. Rabiot's a great footballer. I know he's got his issues, but he's not. He's not.
Got a lot of baggage, man. He's got a lot of baggage. You know what I mean? And that's the problem.
Yeah. And imagine this. Imagine you've got a team with Garnacho on the left, Ahmad on the right, with it Hojlund going through the center.
Yeah.
I mean, all direct. True. I mean, I trust the manager side. I think we guys are getting excited, but if you look at it, I think we're gonna be a steady third. I know we but it's a project. You have to be patient as well.
Absolutely. Big up to you, man. We'll catch up soon, man. Big up to you, bro.
Man.
Love, man. Let's bring on. We're gonna get a couple more callers in. Let's bring on True Red Devil, and I'm gonna bring my guy Tom. Tom, I know you're there. Tom, how are you? Good.
Yeah, I'm good. Saeed, how's you? How's Kenya been, bro?
Yeah, Kenny was amazing, man. I can't lie to you. Kenny was lit, man. Was very enjoyable. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it, man. And we got True Red Devil. Are you the guy that comments on the videos? Are you True Red Devil? Yeah.
True Red Devil, man, the one and only.
Come on, man. Where you from, by the way? Where you from?
I'm calling from sunny Germany right now, man. South of Germany.
Come on, man. Germany. Whereabouts? Berlin? Frankfurt?
No, closer to Stuttgart, Friedrichshafen. So
Okay,
it's closer to
okay.
Stuttgart, an hour's drive or so.
Okay. I need to go to Germany, man. I've not been to Germany, so that's another destination I wanted to go see, man. Yeah, man. Big up, man. We'll go for you first, True Red Devil. What's your opinions of what's going on at the minute, man, in terms of the transfers and everything, and just in general, man? How are you feeling?
I don't know, man. I mean, I was always interested in the transfer period, but then ever since the Antoine Griezmann, remember that story?
Yeah.
Supposed to come to Man
2019.
United. Yeah. Signed, sealed, and delivered, all that stuff, you know. And I was really excited about that. And then I realized Man United are easy draw. You know, we always use with the names that need to get some moves done and all that stuff. So I don't really get myself too bothered by that, to be honest with you, because it's.
So you're calm then? Are you calm at the minute?
Look, calm is a different statement. I'm more accepting of the situation, you know. More accepting of the situation of what it is, because it's been the same thing, man. You get linked to players and we don't get the deal done, and then we settle for second. And as long as the Glazers are there, I think that's the ultimate issue. As long as the Glazers are there, this will always be the problem. I more have a bone to pick with you, though, Saeed. You know, just
go on.
On a lighter note, you know, you're talking about the striker situation, and I totally hear you. We need a striker, 1,000,000%. But there's the angle that I'm hearing a lot from creators and stuff about Anthony Martial, you know, and it's very frustrating that he got injured a lot this season. Absolutely frustrating.
What are you doing? What are you doing here, then? Go on.
But I have a question for you, Saeed.
Yeah.
You talk about Martial leaving. What does that say about the rest of our attacking force? Because as far as I'm concerned, this guy has been our third top goal scorer on half a hamstring and half a toenail. I don't know how he did it. For some reason, he's so terrible. He played 40% of the season, and he's the third top goal scorer. Now, what does that say about Anthony, about Garnacho, about Sancho, about Vegas, about Ilanga, about Pelestri? Let's be fair. You like talking facts. I just want to
Okay. Let's do the one by one then, yeah? Sancho hasn't been scoring enough goals. I'm going to give you credit for that. Has Martial got more goals than Sancho this season?
Yeah. Then all the players I mentioned, the only players with
apart
more
from
goals than him is Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford.
Okay.
And he's been in hospital half the time, so let's consider that, yeah?
Okay, well, yeah. Well, we definitely consider that because he's hardly been playing. Anthony, for me, I'm going to give him his first season. He's acclimatized to the league. You can give him the benefit of the doubt. But the problem is, though, I don't think it's a big kind of thing to boast about when you look at the players that we've got. You know, Sancho for me has been inconsistent for the last 2-3 years. You're looking at Ilanga, it's not the greatest. We're looking at Weghorst, it's again not the greatest. I think for me, the question isn't about Martial's ability, it's about his availability and whether you can trust him to be fit enough and then to be consistent enough for the course of the season. Nobody here will say to you Anthony Martial is an average player, but when you don't become available, it becomes no use. If you can't, if you have a Lamborghini outside, okay, I'm going to give you a Lamborghini right now. But if you don't have the keys to it, is that any use to you?
No, but if I can get a very good engineer from Mercedes to work on that Lamborghini, check it out. Check out the computer system.
You can't open the door, though. You can't open the door. You can't drive it.
The last mechanic I had working on it was driving it on empty. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was driving Anthony Martial on empty. Broke him down.
No. But you haven't answered my question, though. You haven't answered my question. But you can't open the car. You can't drive it. It's just there in a parking garage.
But you
it's
can,
no use,
though.
is it?
But you can, though. You've reached more miles with this car than the Honda Fiat that you bought for 100 million. You just bought a new Honda Fiat for 100 million.
I get it. You're a Martial stan, but come on, man.
Excuse my language.
No, but come on, man. If you haven't got the keys,
hear me out.
Go on.
Hear me out. It's really frustrating, his injury record. I'll be honest. All jokes aside, I hear you on that 100%. I just don't understand the logic of making Martial the target when if his only problem is being injured, which is not the case with Man United.
That's a big problem, though. Don't push it aside, though. That's a big problem
now, because when Martial was fit, I remember United fans questioning him as well. Even though I hear people say, what has this guy done at Man United? 2 times Player of the Year, 2 times top goal scorer, FA Cup semi-final winning goal, Europa semi-final winning goal. This season in the EFL Cup, he's hardly played. Semi-final winning goal. You know, he's done some stuff and people don't want to mention these things. They say, what's he done in his career? Oh, was he worth it? He cost us 50 million, bro. His first season, he scored 17 goals. That's almost 2 times the number of Anthony.
I think for me, though,
I'm just
true
saying
Red Devil.
He's an easy target because he doesn't bite back.
No, I agree. He can be a scapegoat. But I think for me, he's gone past the scapegoat. Everything you're mentioning is a past. Nothing that you're giving me right now is something that United fans can hold on to. You're talking about the past in terms of what he's done before.
Only based on the past. When you talk about his injury record, you're talking about the past, aren't you?
No, but the thing is, there's a remaining constant with Martial. And that is, he isn't consistent anymore because of injuries, and B isn't available. They're always constant right now. Yes, he scored. How many goals has he scored this season?
9 goals, I think.
In all competitions.
Yeah. All competitions, yeah.
Again, you know what I mean? It's for me, if I'm putting Martial to them standards, is that I think he should get more.
It's not good enough. Yeah, it's not good enough.
Again, yeah, there you go.
Enough.
And
my
for me, it's about having
how
what's
is he
good
the
for the
target
football.
when there's 6 other players who are terrible. That's my only issue, Saeed. You have to understand me. It's definitely not good enough. But it's definitely not good enough from Sancho. It's not good enough from Verkos. It's not good enough from Milanga. It's not good enough from Pelestri. It's not good enough from Anthony. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I absolutely hear you, man. But True Red Devil, I'm going to bring some more people on, man. Big up to you, man, my guy.
I mean,
I appreciate it.
Love it.
Come on, man. Big up to you, man.
Big up.
Tom, what did you think of that, man? Before we bring on one more person on, I think for me, 2 more people on, and then we're going to wrap it up. But Tom, what did you think of that? What you said there about Martial and generally?
To be honest, I think when you diet it down, like you can say things like player, you've been, the best player at the football club for 2 years and certain things like that. Like people will say the same thing. It's the scenario with, say, David De Gea. Do you classify him as a legend, even though he's not won the major honours at Manchester United? But he has been one of our best players over the last few years. And in the same way with Martial, he's been the club's probably best player. I don't know how many seasons, but he has saved us in big moments. Martial, turns up in big moments, but he's not available when you need him in some certain, scenarios. And like you take the FA Cup final, for example, the biggest game of the season, let's be honest, not just for what it meant to get to trying to stop Manchester City, but even just with ourselves. And he wasn't available, obviously. And, there's certain players when they get, the big wages and the packages, like you get true professional players of whom they go and do their research. They go and get the best, doctors, physios and nutritionists. They get the best medical team, if you like, around them. I call it more a crisis team, really. You get the best team around you and then you develop yourself and you make sure that you're available every game. But for me, the only, I guess, thing I would look at it is if Manchester United let Anthony Martial go tomorrow for free, I don't really think there's going to be like 5, 6, 7 clubs walking around the door to sign him up, really. I don't think so anyway. Not on the injury record. And even if a coach looks at him and thinks, can I do something with him? I'm not too certain, because I don't think there's a lot of coaches out there that will look at Martial and think, well, the age, there's no question his ability, but it's the availability that's his problem. And I don't think a lot of clubs are going to take that risk on him personally.
Yeah, absolutely. Then I read a couple of super chats before I get Ikeren's comments here. On Yakeba says, give Pep an above average player who will make something out of him. He's not buying people he has worked with in the past. I'm uncomfortable with Erik ten Hag replicating Ajax or going after familiar faces. That's the common kind of theme right now with my United fans, is that, you know, we want to see something different, you know? So, yeah, man. HK Music here. He says United love a scapegoat. Martial is injury prone, but besides that, he's literally our best attacker. If our forwards are fully fit, Martial is the best of bunch. I think he's the most talented player in the United team. I don't think there's a doubt about that. But again, it's about availability. I get the whole get the best people around you to cure injuries, but sometimes players are just injury prone. Ollie played him into the ground, but fans don't care about that. Yeah, man.
Listen, Ollie played like loads of play. Like he played Rashford into the ground, Pogba.
Yeah.
Like, he's played a lot of these brothers into the ground. Let's be honest. So it's not really a surprise. But
no, it's not.
Even with what you've been saying, Saeed, like even with Martial's unavailability, there isn't somebody else that you can turn to. That's the problem. And really, Erik ten Hag this season, he's had to compensate. And the one thing that we know with Erik ten Hag is he wanted Harry Kane. Let's be honest. If he had an open checkbook, Harry Kane would be the first person that he'd probably put on that list, because that's the number 9 that's most sought after in probably the world right now, barring Haaland and Mbappe. Really, in terms of attackers, and one of whom you can't get in Haaland because he's at City, and Mbappe is a tricky one to do anyway because of the wages he'd want. Kane is attainable, but the problem is obviously Tottenham Hotspur. But the thing is, if we're not going to go all out and spend most of this 150 million pound budget that we have on that number 9, I think we still need to get a striker, and you might have to go for a cheap option in a Hojlund in the short term. And I know that's going to piss off a lot of people, but you think about this: you get someone like Harry Kane at 150 million pounds, or you potentially get a goalkeeper, a centre back, and maybe 2 midfielders. So you get 4 players for the price of 1 superstar player in Harry Kane. I think even going into next season, though, that you can't say after the summer that we'll have, even if you were to preempt it, that we're going to have a complete team. There is still going to be, I think there's going to be 2 holes in the team that still need to be filled, really.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we're going to get many midfield. You know, the number 9 now I think is really in question, because I don't think we had a backup plan really from Harry Kane, let's be honest. Hojlund, like, you know, a youngster, really. It's basically doing what we did with Martial years ago, isn't it? You buy somebody that isn't, you know, has done renowned for their sort of team in their, you know, the league. You bring them over for, say, 50 million, and then you're basically taking a punt on them. But I don't really know, though, with that sort of profile. For me, if we don't get someone like Harry Kane, I'd invest all around the squad, I'd go 2 midfielders. Then you sort the midfield problem out that you had when you got to really October time, November time, where I think we had three, maybe 2 midfielders at the time, did we not?
Yeah, because Eriksen was out and there was a couple of people out. Yeah, you're right.
And look, you know, the defended, you know, get a centre back in, and I think it's pretty clear with David De Gea, you know, I don't think a lot of people need to know it. There's something going on, let's be honest. If you know, the contract's been offered for him for ages, but like the other brother said before, he kicked up a fuss when Louis van Gaal dropped him. You know, he kicked up a fuss when Dean Henderson came back and took his spot for 5-6 games.
Yeah.
And only going to Solskjaer.
That's what I said,
You know, it's almost, you become comfortable in your ways, and in some points in times, managers, when they come in and they look at you, they think, well, if you're comfortable, you should never be comfortable in any team. Let's be honest. Even those City players, they should never feel like they're comfortable and they're guaranteed to start, because there's somebody just as good as you next to you that can start ahead of you.
Yeah.
And that's why for someone like me, I think you go and get really the best goalkeeper that's out there, and the 2 highly renowned and attainable ones are Costa and probably Onana. David Raya, let's be honest, like, whenever you see Man United buy a goalkeeper from, you know, he's not even an up and coming goalkeeper. Let's be honest. Yeah, Onana, you can say for what it is about the age, but Ten Hag's worked with him.
Yep.
Costa, there's room for development, but the only problem is these players are going to cost money. That's the problem. And
it's premium. It's premium. Before, you know, give me your thoughts on what's your kind of frustration. Anything you want to talk about, let me know, man.
Yeah, like I said, this squad is short. Like, we don't have enough quality off the bench to, you know, like, to compete with the top teams like City, Arsenal, Liverpool, I mean, Liverpool are going to be up next year. So that's why I'm saying Liverpool now. Liverpool will be up next year. You could even argue like the teams in the Champions League, like even though like Chelsea are quite bad. Let's be honest, but they still have some players that come off the bench and maybe like do something. Like I rate Madueke. I rate Madueke from Chelsea. Yeah. I rate a few players that Chelsea have off their bench as well. But that's what I mean. That you need some options. Like we have nobody off our bench. I saw in the FA Cup final we had like Maguire. We had like some youth academy players off our bench. I'm like, that is not how we're supposed to go into a cup final with that team. Like we should be having a squad with quality in every single department. Like the keeper department we need to have a backup. If Ten Hag brings a goalkeeper and sells De Gea and Dean Henderson, you need to buy 2 goalkeepers. That's a must for the summer. You need to buy another centre back. If Harry Maguire is to leave and Eric Bailly is to leave, you need to buy 2 centre backs. But this club is not going to get 2 centre backs because this club's gonna probably bring someone from the academy because Tuanzebe is also going out. Let's not forget Tuanzebe is also leaving. Let's not forget that we have Mengi who's not even developed yet. We have a lot of players that are not experienced or either ready to play in this team. We need a lot of new players, and I'm serious. Like next season is going to be big for us. It's big for Ten Hag as well. It's going to be like make or break for me next season because it's one of the it's one of our biggest season in years. Every year is a big season. Let's be real. Every year is our biggest season in years. But next season is really like it really tells us where we are as a football club. Because if we get the new owners in soon and Ten Hag still fails to deliver, then he could be in big trouble, big trouble. Because I hope the owners come in soon because I'm sick of this transfer window dross that we have every season. Like every season we always have this late delay of a transfer. And now Min-Jae is off to Bayern. Now he's off to Bayern. Why are we waiting till the 1st of July to activate his youth clause? Just pay the money now and
they offered him
negotiations.
They offered him more money, I think. Though, really. But the problem is, even like as you said with the takeover and getting new owners, like even if that doesn't get wrapped up, like even if it gets wrapped up, say tomorrow, for like I know, obviously it's not going to happen, but like it doesn't. They can't really impact the transfer window because the previous mistakes in other windows where we don't sell players well, we overpay on players, we offer them stupid wages. Like if let's be honest, the old regime of the Glazer family and the recruitment structure has caught up with us really at this point now. In the same way that it has, say, with Chelsea, where go on a madness and then suddenly now you're backpedaling and you need to offload people. You need to replenish your funds. But as you already said, I wouldn't be surprised if we did something similar to say what happened with Newcastle. They got bought out middle of a season or, around about that time. And you make a big investment into 2, maybe 3 at the very most in January. Like, really, that's probably what's going to happen, isn't it? You might get 3 similar Bruno Fernandes signings or something like that. You're not going to like this myth around Mbappe and Neymar and stuff like that. Let's be honest. It's too early, way too early. And well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, let's be honest. Do you really think he's going to target them players?
No. He's selling his best player. He's selling his best player to. Sorry, continue.
No, go for it.
He's selling his best player to our rivals, and some United fans want him as our owner. So it tells you everything. Yeah. It tells you everything you need to know about this guy.
HK Music says people sleeping on Colin Moani is better than Hojlund right now and will be able to play with Rashford. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think for me, Hojlund probably because of what he could do, probably sounds better to me than and is better for me, a better proposition than Hojlund. Only because I feel like he's at a better time in his career.
Do you know the thing though, Saeed?
Will be difficult.
Just to touch on Erik ten Hag and when it's come to transfers. Can we honestly say any of the players that have been his players, so we know like Martinez and Antony are his players really, has he really taken a risk on any player that he's ever bought, really? Because he's either known them or they've not really been his...
This is where people are saying about talent IQ. Is that he's only got players that he knows.
I think he has, to be honest, I think he has really played it safe. With some of the players, because he's even known them
for the first season, but next season is where you need to develop.
Oh yeah, this is what we're saying. But really, he's not getting what he wants anyway, because
exactly
even John Murtough, you can, they'll can try and PR spin it or whatever. They said that they wanted a number 9 in, I think it was March, when he came out and did that statement. We're tracking for a number 9 in the summer, and suddenly you're backpedaling on who he actually wants straight away. Like, at the end of the day, if you like, take Sheikh Yassim's words for it. You go to Spurs, you drop £80 million, he's got 1 year left in his contract, you take it or leave it, Daniel Levy. Because either way, go and get Hojlund 40, 50 million, wait for Harry Kane in January and negotiate a deal with him. He can speak to whoever he wants then. Go and do what you want.
That's a good point,
you're going to be waiting, but whilst you're waiting, you've still built the team really around it, haven't you? Because you might get a goalkeeper, centre-back, midfielders, and then you get Kane for free anyway in the long term. But I don't think people are going to want to wait. That's the problem.
No. But listen, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. Apologies for everyone waiting in the back, but we've gone over time. It's meant to be a 2-hour show, but it's been over 2 hours and 20 minutes. Apologies. Wavy J, Kamal, there's a couple of other brothers as well there, but apologies. I'm going to be back at 9 o'clock, people, for a show. MUFC Unfiltered Podcast. Me, Flawless, Double A, Andy Tate will be back live 9 p.m. So tune in at 9 p.m. We're going to talk about the latest Man United news, DCI, Mount, different topic points on that one as well. So you never know what's going to happen in the next 2 hours. You just don't know with this transfer window. But big up to you, Kevin, Tom, a pleasure. And guys,
big up, guys. Big up. Thank you for having me on.